is the official preseason television partner of the San Francisco 49ers, KPIX 5. Tonight kicks off a new era for the 49ers.
The way this organization is run from top to bottom, and obviously the weapons we have offensively, it's tough to beat.
Trey Lance takes over as the starting quarterback.
He's been everything they wanted him to be. I think that's why they gave him the keys to the franchise.
Lance is ready to drive an offense with plenty of horsepower.
It's football. We're back. Woo!
Montana throwing in the end zone.
49ers football. Right now on the KPIX Sports Network.
Trey area. It is a happy Trey day. For the first and only time, the Bay Area will see him as the number one quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers play a preseason game here at Levi's. His teammates are jacked up tonight as they're going to take on the Green Bay Packers, and Jordan Love will quarterback them. 49ers have a deep and aggressive defensive line, but thumbs up on the potential of this offense, and we're back to football. I think we feel like George Kittle. We are really excited to bring you preseason football. Welcome inside the broadcast booth and the 49ers preseason football on the 49ers preseason network. Greg Papa thrilled to be joined by, I think, Tim Ryan. Man, you've leaned down
me.
In the offseason.
I'm here. Half of me's here.
For a minute, I thought it was Aaron Rodgers with the man bun, but you're looking pretty good. We're not going to see Aaron Rodgers tonight. We are going to see Jordan Love for Green Bay. And for the 49ers, obviously the story of the game tonight and throughout the preseason. In the moment, the 49ers checked into training camp when Kyle Shanahan said he is the starting quarterback. We're going to see him about 10 plays tonight. Trey Lance.
Yeah, and I think what you're going to see, Pop, is a guy that is going to be better than he was last year. And remember, just 2 starts last year, and he was much better in that second game against Houston when he had a couple of throwing touchdowns in the second half. Here's what it is. I think you look at him, and the anticipation's great. I'm sure there's some uncertainty. I'm sure there's some trepidation. It's been a small sample size. I've been to every practice in training camp and going back to the OTAs. Don't fret, faithful. This guy is ready to go. Pop, he gets better every day. You can see it at practice. And when you look at what he's going to do, I think for this offense, he's going to bring 2 elements. The ability to make and extend plays with his legs, and then the deep ball, the go ball from the numbers of the sidelines. I think you could argue it's probably his best throw right now. That will loosen up man coverage, which was a big problem last year. When you're not afraid of getting beat deep, guys underneath, they just squat on all that underneath stuff to the wide receivers. So I think he's going to bring 2 elements that have been much needed for a while to this offense.
He is only 22 years of age. How do you help a young quarterback? You rush the ball on offense. They got a state-of-the-art running game, and you rush the quarterback on defense. Last year, Tim, number 3 overall in defense when it was all said and done. We know about the depth of this D-line. Kerry Hyder Jr. is back from Seattle. You'll draft Drake Jackson. This team, we talk about the D-line being 2 deep. Is it 3 deep this year?
Well, it is, and you better, if you're going to win in this league, you better have at least one thing, a really good quarterback. If you don't have that, you better have a really good defensive line. They have a chance to have both. Clearly, the D-line is the strength of the team. They're going to lead them this year. Everybody's back for the most part. How do they replace DJ Jones? Javon Kinlaw is going to be back. He's 292, looking like a beast. Kevin Givens, there's all kinds of depth. But the guy I'm looking forward to watch play, Drake Jackson out of USC. He is slippery, he is talented, and it won't be long before he is a big-time rusher opposite Nick Bosa on the edge.
All right, the night is Trey Lance. His mom and dad are here to watch him play tonight. For more on that, we head downstairs and welcome in Vern Glenn.
All right there, Greg. In 1994, a young cornerback named Carlton Lance was on this football team, wore the scarlet and gold for 2 weeks before he was waived. 28 years later, his baby boy is directing the offense as QB1 for the 49ers. Boy, Greg, Tim, chin strap snap, mouthpiece is in. Let's go.
Let's go, Vern. Aaron Rodgers is not going to go. Dueling man buns, by the way. You and Mr. Con Air.
How about watching him throw before the game out there? You and I were standing behind him. He may be the best pure thrower of the football I've ever seen.
Ever since they drafted Jordan Love, he has won back-to-back MVPs, and now he has 4, so he won't play. Big night for Jordan Love. They need to evaluate him, whether they're going to decide to pick up his 5th-year option. He will go first. Trey Lance of the 49ers offense will watch the defense as the 49ers won the toss, and they have deferred to Matt LaFleur And the Green Bay Packers, last time we saw Coach LaFleur was in the NFC Divisional Playoff game last January. It was 12 degrees at kickoff, felt like 0. I like this weather better in Northern California. It's about 78 degrees.
Yeah, the whiteout of Lambeau Field.
Robbie Gould won the game at the gun with a 45-yard field goal. He is going to kick off this year. Mitch Wisnowski did it most of last year, but it's Robbie Gould's job. Rico Gafford is back to return for the Green Bay Packers. And we're excited like George Kittle for preseason football. Gafford from the goal line. Both teams figure to be much improved on special teams. A flag comes in, though. Rich Bisaccia is the new special teams coordinator of the Packers, and a flag. And the very first snap of the preseason. Clay Martin is our referee tonight. Rich Bisaccia for the Packers, and one of the best in football now, Brian Schneider, the new special teams coordinator of the 49ers.
During the return, holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Now here's Jordan Love. He's not played a lot. Obviously didn't play at all his rookie year. Last year made one start at Arrowhead when Aaron Rodgers came down with COVID. He has attempted 62 passes in the NFL. He's completed 36 of them. His real first chance to play in the preseason, Tim, his rookie year, 2020. We didn't have preseason football because of COVID and then a shoulder injury, so he's going to play about a half of football or maybe into the third quarter tonight. Inside handoff out of the shotgun. They're not going to run Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon at all tonight. That is Tyler Goodson on the first carry of the game for Matt LaFleur as we look at the 49ers defense. Brought to you by Levi's, and there's Drake Jackson, the 61st overall pick in the draft. Next to Javon Kinlaw, a first-round pick, and Demetrius Flanagan Fowles will wear the green dot to open the game tonight.
Yeah, and he'll sit in there at middle linebacker, and then back in the secondary, Dante Johnson still doing it out there at corner. The new addition, George Odom. Tarvarius Moore is going to be out there.
Second down 5. They run Gibson off the left side. Oren Burks, the former Green Bay Packer, makes the tackle for the 49ers. Look at a lot of snaps tonight at linebacker, but he's a tremendous special teams player for the Green Bay Packers. The story is there people around Jordan Love tonight, and keep an eye on the rookie Romeo Doubs, number 87, the 4th-round pick out of Nevada. Has had a great training camp. They don't have 2 of their staples on the offensive line, Tim. David Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins are both out, still recovering from ACL tear. So we're going to see that offensive line from left tackle to right tackle play a lot of snaps tonight.
Yeah, and that left tackle, Yosh Nijman, is a pretty good player. Played a lot last year in sub for Bakhtiari.
3rd down and 4. Jordan Love will throw the ball into pretty tight coverage there. That is Tarvarius Moore picking up the tight end DeGuara on 3rd down. Didn't play at all last year with the Achilles injury. He's looked good in training camp.
Yeah, and he's back, and he is absolutely talented. When you look at him, 6'2 and a half. He can jump out of the gym. He's probably the fastest of the guys at the safety position back there, and it's good to have him back, manning up DeGuara right there, no problem.
Green Bay Packers have a new punter this year. They signed Pat O'Donnell, 8 years Chicago Bear, number 1 in Bears history, and a gross punting and net. They signed him right when the new league year started on March the 18th. The 49ers have a new return man in Ray McLeod. He'll return a couple of punts tonight. This one will call for a fair catch. So Trey Lance will have a good drive start here, Tim. He'll start on the 41-yard line. The plan for him is to play about 10 snaps. You'd like to get a 10-play drive here and take it all the way to the end zone. But what do you want to see from Trey tonight, Tim?
Well, I think what he's been working on is the rhythm, the timing, and I think where my biggest concern is slamming the ball into those tight windows in between the numbers versus zone coverage. And as you know, that's a huge part of this offense. And that's, I mean, I know he can read it. I know he can see it. Is he accurate enough to make those big-time throws?
They put him under center to open the game with Trey Sermon, the tail of the eye. Josh Hokett, the offset fullback left. There's the wide zone left to Trey Sermon. Gets strung out there and picks up only a couple of yards. So a big night for Trey Lance. Also a big night for Trey Sermon tonight, Tim.
Yeah, and both of those guys have really been trying to keep each other accountable through this training camp. And I'm talking about mindset accountability and just being dogs 24/7. Fired up for Trey Sermon. Really, what looks like is going to be the starting offensive line. 4 of the 5 are out there. The only one sitting, Trent Williams, is Colton McKivitz, who's had a very good camp. The best he's played as well is out there at left tackle.
McGlinchey will make the start. He had surgery to repair the quad injury exactly 9 months ago on November the 12th. Lance from under center, pressure from the backside, will step away from it and run, sliding very close to a first down as he avoided the backside pressure there. That's what he can give you, the ability to run away from pressure. They're going to mark him a little bit short here, 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, really good eyes as Spencer Burton gets beat to the inside, and Trey Lance feels it, steps up inside. He wants to go deep. There's nobody there, and when you're running people off in coverage, it's easy for him to get 6, 7, 8 yards.
Now it's 3rd down and 1. That was Jonathan Garvin on the penetration. Trey Sermon will run for a 49er first down. We're not going to see Elijah Mitchell tonight. We're not going to see Jeff Wilson Jr., including Jimmy Garoppolo. 20 49ers are not going to be active tonight.
Well, I like that play there by Sermon. Remember 3rd and 1? Remember 3rd and 1 at the end of the season? This is a big point of emphasis to get this power game going. Josh Hokett ends up blocking 2 right there, and good vision by Trey Sermon as he sticks it up inside and just takes every bit of grass they give him.
And they pulled 65 Aaron Banks, who's the new starter at left guard, with Laken Tomlinson leaving, going to the Jets. Check down to the boot roll to Ray McLeod. He gets bumped out of bounds there. There's a lot of action. You'll see the signature wide zone to the left, and you boot the quarterback coming right for a pickup of 8 yards.
Well, that's a sister play, and Trey Lance is going to be perfect at it. It all looks the same. It looks like the outside zone the other way, and then he just keeps it and pops out the edge and is able to find it for an easy completion. My eyes are going to be on the interior of this offensive line, in particular Jake Brendel and Aaron Banks. Brendel the center, Banks playing left guard.
And Spencer Burford also playing at right guard. Here's Trey Sermon. Good cut. Goes straight ahead. Runs up the back of Colton McKivitz to pick up another 49er first down. 6-yard gain by Trey Sermon.
And Kyle will tell you. He'll tell you.
The Shanahan is back.
Well, that's an inside zone play. Good vision, and there's no bouncing from Trey Sermon. And Kyle Shanahan will tell you, I mean, that guy liked to bounce. Clearly he got here. He was challenged by it in terms of trying to bounce it to the edge and make every big play. They have got him taking every bit of grass in front of him, and it's north and south, and that's what they want to see.
49ers going with a heavy line now. Double tight ends are in. And there's the wide handoff to Sermon. He gets stuffed in the backfield by the linebacker Isaiah McDuffie, 2nd-year backer out of Boston College. They had a tight end on each side of the offensive line, and that got stuffed for a loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, McDuffie looked like he just slipped inside of Mike McGlinchey right there, and Sermon in the backfield.
He played a lot in the NFC divisional playoff game last January at Lambeau. Was it on 20 snaps on special teams, also made a tackle on team. So a 2-yard loss there brings up a 2nd and 12. They go empty now.
And they invested heavily on this defense for this season.
Lance gets it out high, throw to Ross Dwelly, makes the catch. And a short gain there, going to the backside left. He threw that ball a bit high, but Ross Dwelly, great hands, the former baseball player up in Sacramento.
Just a quick little speed out there from Dwelly out to the flat. It's good defense out there as well. Even if that ball's right where it's supposed to be, he's probably tackled on the spot. Good catch from Ross Dwelly.
No, it is a 3rd down and 9. 49ers were able to convert the short 3rd down in the run to Sermon. This is the 8th play of the drive, and he's only going to play 10 plays, so he'd like to convert here on 3rd down. They have a bunch formation to the right.
Juwan Jennings, let's see it.
He is singled up left. Lance looking right the whole way. Out cut. Danny Gray. Did he get both feet in bounds? He did not. And as Trey threw it a little bit wide to the sideline, the 49ers are going to bring Robbie Gould in for a 50-yard field goal attempt.
Danny Gray is impressive. Maybe this ball comes out just a little bit too late as Danny Gray. There's just no room to work over there on the sidelines. He's got to extend up for it, and he doesn't even get 1 foot in bounds. But man, he has been impressive, Pop. Just watching him out of SMU, and I mean, he's not just track speed in terms of his ability to get up and go. He has been making some big plays in traffic with all that juice.
Good snap by Tabor Pepper. Good hold by Mitch Wisnowski, and Robbie Gould right down the middle for an early lead with a 50-yard field goal. The playoff game ended last year with Robbie making a 45-yarder at the gun. 49ers lead 3-0. George Kittle is psyched out of his mind.
Tonight's coverage of 49ers preseason football is brought to you by Levi's, on a mission to change the clothing industry for good. Buy better, wear longer with Levi's. And Pepsi, official soft drink of the San Francisco 49ers.
George Kittle not playing tonight. Trey Lance likely is done for the night. 5 runs, 3 passes on the opening drive. He was 2 for 3, hit Ray McLeod. The one to Dwelly left a little high. The one that probably Kyle will point out, and new quarterback coach Brian Greasy, was the outcut going right to Danny Gray where he missed him.
Yeah, and that's the one that you need on the third down. And I'll tell you, Brian Greasy to me has been really good for Trey Lance. And Rich Scangarello was a very good quarterback coach, and he was here, but Brian Greasy has stepped in, and I think anytime you're coached by a guy who's been in your shoes and has done it for a long time, as Brian did, I think he's been a huge asset for Trey Lance. He is throwing the ball so much better, Pop, than he threw it at the end of last year, and obviously he had that finger injury, but it looks totally different coming out of his hand.
Robbie Gould will kick off. This is Amari Rogers back to return the kickoff for Rich Bisaccia. Had a very disappointing rookie year last year. He got popped as he crossed the 20-yard line. Big time tackle. I think that was Tavarius Moore who was down on teams, and also George Odom. 49ers not only hiring Brian Schneider, Ray McLeod coming over on special teams, Oren Burks, and George Odom will be a core special teamer this year.
Well, a huge effort to get better in that area. Odom was an all-pro a couple of years ago. There's Brian Schneider, the special teams coach, had a lot of success in this league, and in particular with the Seattle Seahawks. So good to have him down here with the 49ers.
So 3-0 49ers as Jordan Love will take it over for a second Packers series. That's Tyler Davis, the tight end, going in motion. Checks it down to the back, and he misses Goodson. That ball's got to be to the outside shoulder, Tim. He missed him inside. So big night for Trey Lance, but almost a bigger night for Jordan Love, as they're going to look at him a lot this August.
He's looking downfield and comes off late. It looked like maybe Kinlaw got just a finger on that, possibly, and that caused it to be a little bit off target.
What did you say? Kevon weighs 292?
Yeah, and remember, I think it was November when he had that knee repaired. He's the big dog right here. 292, said he feels the best he's ever felt.
ACL reconstruction surgery. Here's the pull by Jordan Love, and he will run for a first down. Good block on Talanoa Hufanga there by the tight end DeGuara. 12-yard run there by Jordan Love.
So zone read, and Tarvarius Moore, it's hard to say schematically who was supposed to get in there and get the dive, but Jordan Willis and Tarvarius Moore were both stuck. Both looked inside, and that opened it up for Jordan Love to get around the edge.
DeGuara made a block, and also Romeo Dobbs made a block there on Ambry Thomas. First and 10 Green Bay on the 32-yard line. Goodson again, the inside cut, and a nice open field tackle made there.
Well, you look at this offense, and of course Coach LaFleur, and there's so many of the same concepts that he deploys with the Green Bay Packers that the 49ers do here within their offense. And big part of it is wide receivers blocking downfield, going and digging out those safeties, as you just talked about with Dobbs.
Well, Matt LaFleur, 3 years the coach of the Packers. They go 13-3, 13-3, and 13-4. Incredible run. Lost to the 49ers his first year in the NFC title game. Tom Brady and the Bucs the second year, and then last year with the 49ers in the divisional. Check down to Goodson. Blockers out in front, and that'll run for the first down. Tavarius Moore and Kadar Holman, who was starting at cornerback. He got Ambry Thomas at one corner, Holman at the other, with Charvarius Ward and Emmanuel Mosley not playing tonight. But the Packers have always run a great screen game.
Yeah, and what do you do to real good pass rushing teams? Throw the screen game at them. The 49ers were in man coverage. You just have to make one guy miss, be able to pick up the first down.
23-yard screen there to the back. Tyler Goodson, the rookie free agent from Iowa. Of course, when Aaron Rodgers plays, the screen game a big part of their offense with the great Aaron Jones. And they're looking for A.J. Dillon to be more involved in the pass game. He was much better last year. Shot down the right sideline, Romeo Dobbs. And a bit of an overthrow. Holman on the coverage there, but Dobbs got behind him, and Jordan Love overshot it.
And it looked like Kadar Holman just tripped up a little bit. Now that's a good move by Dobbs. Yeah, right there, he just tripped on, looked like on the ankle of Dobbs. One thing about Kadar Holman, he played for the Packers in 19, and he's had some injuries since then, but you talk about a press man corner, and something that this defense needs, and needs to be able to do that. At times he'll play off here, but he has got it all in terms of locking up, getting his eyes on a receiver, and sticking with him.
Packers go empty, 3 left, 2 right. Jordan Love throws, and a catch made there. Oren Burks will make the tackle just shy of the first down. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short for the Green Bay
You think Coach
Packers.
LaFleur said, we know this guy. Let's run the option route on him. See if Oren Burks can get out there, the former Green Bay Packer. And he's played a lot for the Packers, former 3rd-round pick, but a technician, Pop, an absolute technician on special teams.
He sacked Jimmy Garoppolo here last year in the home opener on September the 26th. Juwan Winfrey on the catch for the Packers. 3rd down and 2. They may be in 4-down territory here. They run Goodson off the right side. He got hit behind the line of scrimmage for a TFL there.
Kamoko Toure. Just another guy loaded with talent. Here's Toure. Where is Kamoko? Right there. He knows it's short yardage, dip that shoulder, low man's going to win, and he is a very, very gifted player. Former high 2nd-round pick of the Indianapolis Colts. And D linemen want to come here to get better under the tutelage of Chris Kasarik, the defensive line coach.
They're going to go forward on 4th down, T-Rock. 4th down and 3 for the Packers here. They go empty again. 2 right and 3 left. 49ers bring pressure. 2 inside backers come down the sideline. Romeo Doubs, a touchdown. 49ers had no one in the deep middle there as they brought Oren Burks and Demetrius Flanagan fouls. And Doubs gets behind Holman again. This time Love does not miss.
I think it was Tarvarius Moore that time.
34-yard touchdown. Tarvarius tried to come over from safety later as they blitz the 2 inside backers. It was Moore.
Yeah, and Doubs has early in this game been everything that Aaron Rodgers forecasted that he might be. He's able to run by Tarvarius Moore. I'd like to go back and see the beginning of that play and what happened, how he got through him so fast.
What was the coverage on the play? He had a safety covering the deep side of the field there. Mason Crosby begins the year on PUP, so Gabe Burkich, a rookie free agent, actually was signed by Minnesota, then waived, and they signed him. He played at Oklahoma. Mason Crosby will make the first game of the year against the Vikings, and I think Romeo Doubs will as well. He is impressive.
All right, here's the touchdown, Pop, and it is man across the board, obviously. 2 linebackers come. You're going to see Huffs are in charge of the tight end, and Tarvarius just gets run by from Romeo Doubs.
That's a cover 0.
That's cover 0. You got no help, and that ball comes out quick. A deep ball, you don't have to hold the ball for 3 seconds, but if you're going to send 6 and they're only blocking 5, you got to have an impact on the quarterback.
Saw the great Tom Clements returning as their quarterback coach talking to Jordan Love. He missed Doubs earlier, does not miss him here. Here's the kickoff return by Marcus Johnson out across the 20. Now Trey Lance was scheduled to play 10 plays. He got 8 on the opening drive, so they're going to bring him back out for a second series.
Going to make a change at right tackle with Justin School out there at right tackle for Mike McGlinchey. Good. I like to see this.
Well, he had a couple throws he'd like to have back. One of the left-sided Dwelly was high, but caught it. He missed Danny Gray on 3rd down, so they'll put him in a shotgun and they go empty. Beautiful thing about this, you can run quarterback power out of this formation with this quarterback. He's going to throw, though, gets pressure in his face, and he will go down. Ooh. As the right side of the line got caved in there by the Packer defensive line. That is Chris Slayton, who the 49ers had on the practice squad last year, that got in on Trey Lance immediately.
And took an inside charge on Justin School right there. Just able to swipe that inside shoulder. Unabated path to the quarterback. Justin School trying to get back from that ACL. He was out all last year. Got to set tougher to the inside.
Loss of 4 yards, so 2nd and 14. 49ers go empty. This is tight end Tyler Croft going in motion. Quick one to Trey Sermon. Makes the inside move. And he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. Quay Walker, number 7, made the tackle for the Green Bay Packers. He was their first-round pick from that great Georgia defense, number 22 overall.
And he is a beast now. When you look out there and when Devondre Campbell gets back and you look in the middle of that defense and see Campbell and Quay Walker, both of them are 6'4", and Quay Walker goes a legit 241 and can absolutely run and chase and is a downhill linebacker. They got 2 of the Georgia guys, right, early in the draft.
Devontae Wyatt was 28th overall. They took Quay Walker, number 22. That was a historically good defense for the Dogs. 3rd down coming up for Trey Lance 1 for 2 on third down the first series with the run by Sermon. Going to take a deep shot down the left sideline, wide open out there. Danny Gray makes the catch, stays in bounds. Trey Lance to the speedster, Danny Gray on third down.
Now we've seen enough. And there was pressure coming at him, too. The right side of the line did not hold up great. I told you that Trey Lance is going to bring the element of the deep ball. Danny Gray has been doing it all the training camp. And Trey Lance drops it right in the bucket for a house call.
Trent Williams is so excited he comes off the 49ers sideline. That is a 76-yard deep shot from Trey Lance to Danny Gray.
Just a good enough pocket around him. And again, those deep go balls, you don't have to hold it 3 seconds. That ball up was out, I promise you, in 2 seconds. And Danny Gray, if you don't get anything on him at the line of scrimmage, he's going to run by most corners in the NFL.
4.33 in the 40-yard dash for Danny Gray. He is the 49ers' fastest wide receiver since the Olympian Marquise Goodwin was here. But this guy is a complete football player. He's not just fast, he's physically tough.
Yeah, and he's close to 6'2".
76-yarder. Kyle Shanahan likes it. Trey Lance loves it. And the Trey area excited about the deep ball of Trey. Kyle Shanahan talking over that 3rd and 9 play as Trey Lance just moments ago goes deep, 76 yards, and the ball was in the air a long way there to hit Danny Gray right in stride. What a throw.
Probably was in the air longer than it took him to get the ball off. Timing, rhythm, all the things that have been showing up over the last couple of weeks, and I think he liked that matchup. I think he saw Danny Gray out there matched up against the safety and said, we'll take our shots. 4-3 flat. No problem.
Yeah,
great job by Gray.
Dallin Levitt, the safety there, so Kyle got even with Matt LaFleur. There's such great values. Great return here by Amari Rodgers. Robbie Gould has the angle on him with the boundary there. Runs through Robbie Gould. And he's into 49er territory. Not a good rookie year last year for Amari Rodgers as a kick returner, punt returner, or wide receiver, but he ripped off a 51-yard return this time.
Well, if you're Ambry Thomas, you've got to keep this thing contained, and you got to make this tackle. I mean, Amari Rodgers is, if you watched him in college, you can tell he's an electric returner. And then Robbie Gould, I don't want to see Robbie Gould getting his head turned like that.
No.
That's probably the hardest Robbie's been hit in a while. It's Amari Rodgers goes down, but you don't want to see that out of Robbie. He's got to put his head down there and take a shot.
And the plan is, Brian Schneider told me before the game, Robbie Gould is going to kick off this year. Mitch Wisnowski, a very good tackler on kickoff, but Robbie's a better kickoff guy. Jordan Love gets wide on Jordan Willis, and a drop by Romeo Doubs this time. Good action by the quarterback there, and the rookie flat out dropped it.
It's about as good as you can do if you're Jordan Love, because he's trying to outrun Jordan Willis, and he holds it just long enough that Tarvarius Moore is going to come up and try to engage with him, or excuse me, Darquez Denard, the nickel corner there, and Dobbs just dropped it.
Well, you see the commonality in the two offenses. Of course, Matt LaFleur, Green Bay's head coach, was with Kyle for a number of different stops. It's the same wide zone and all the boot and waggle movement of the quarterback off of it. 2nd down 10 for Jordan Love. 4-man rush. Starts one over the middle to Dobbs. This one he catches near to a first down. Oren Burks, the former Packer, in on the tackle.
Good throw there. Man coverage. Demo Lenore. Oh, that's a good catch up on the shoulder pad, and Love rifled that.
Diamondor Lenore did not play the last series. It was Kadar Holman. Now the two young corners are out there. Ambry Thomas from Michigan playing at right cornerback on the offensive left, and Demo Lenore playing on the other side.
Man coverage again.
3rd down and 1. Packers 0 for 2 on 3rd down tonight. Inside run here to Patrick Taylor. 49ers played that well. It's going to be a 4th down coming up. Javon Kinlaw got in there along with Kerry Hyder Jr. back in the red and gold after a year in Seattle last year.
And Kevin Gibbons got the party started up inside. Kerry Hyder, and it's so good to have him back. He was completely, just watch Kevin Gibbons get in the backfield. It's that last surge at the end. But back to Kerry Hyder. He was so good here in the COVID year and had the 8.5 sacks, whatever it was. Chris Kasarik knows him very well. Played, I think, completely out of position up in Seattle last year. They had him up about 300 pounds.
4th down and 1. Their throw And it's DeGuara, the tight end, who has the catch and the first down. Darquez Denard, the 49er nickelback, on the tackle. First down, Green Bay.
That area, that nickel spot, trying to replace K'Wan Williams. Darquez Denard's been around a while now, former first-round pick. I believe year 9 for him. Trying to replace K'Wan Williams, who moved on to Denver in free agency at that nickel position, which is as tough as it gets. Right now it's Denard, and I think Sammy Womack, the rookie, is battling him.
Now we're going to see him later. Jordan Love now going to roll right. Again, DeGuara, the tight end. Orton Burks, the former Packer, and Darquez Denard makes the tackle. Denard was in that 2014 draft class. Jason Verrett was in that. Jimmy Ward was in that. Dante Johnson was in that. He saved the 49ers season with the 18 snaps he played the last game of the year against the LA Rams at SoFi.
That's right.
Had to go in and play nickel and just had to learn the entire defense the week of the game.
Well, that game, remember Robbie Gould had to punt. Kyle Juszczyk had to hold. That was one of those crazy games.
Came from 17-0 down to win in overtime and get a playoff spot. There's the toss to Goodson, cutback run, good one. Big hit by Talanoa Hufanga. He's going to get flagged for it, though. That's a helmet on Talanoa. He doesn't know it yet, but he got flagged from the back judge. And there's a personal foul. Clay Martin is our referee tonight. Was an umpire in the NFL his first year in 2015. Elevated the referee in 2018.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, defense number 45.
Well, they didn't get Huff.
No.
They got Flanagan fouls for a face mask. Interesting.
I was thinking to myself, how'd they get Hufanga when you hit a runner?
Let's see. Yeah,
you hit him clean.
He's not defenseless. You're right. He's not a.
No, you can't do it any better.
Yeah, you're right. He's a runner, so it's not the principles of a defenseless receiver. Where's the flag on 45, though? Never saw that. Demetrius Flanagan fouls playing at Mike linebacker.
How was it a face? It should have been illegal hands to the face if, in fact, he had somebody else's grill.
Well, it's first and goal from the 9-yard line.
Another flag.
It is the first preseason game. That is somewhat typical. Drake Jackson playing on the 49er defensive line, number 95. Let's keep an eye on him. Their second-round pick, the first one they had this year, 61 overall.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 81 and 88 were in motion at the same time and did not reset prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
DeGuara and Winfrey both moving simultaneously. You like Drake Jackson.
Oh, I do, and not just because he's a USC Trojan, but I think, look, if USC was playing great ball over the last couple of years while he was there, I think he easily would have been a first-round pick. He has got rare skill sets, and I hate to say it, but I always try to link guys up with a body type of someone who's done it before in the NFL. I think from a body standpoint, the way he's slippery with that pad level, he is a young Bruce Smith.
Whoa, the all-time sack leader, ball in the air and intercepted, and running back the other way, McCray Ball. Marcelino McCray Ball has good speed. He'll take it out across midfield, still going, and he's inside the Packer 40-yard line. Rookie free agent from Indiana with a 56-yard interception return.
And he is put together now, probably the fastest in terms of running a 40-yard dash out of all the linebackers, and he has shown up as a rookie college free agent. Obviously makes a huge play there on the tip, up in the air. He's in a good position. Takes that thing into Packer territory. Tips and overthrows, especially when you're down there near the red zone, is where you don't want to turn them over if you're the Green Bay Packers.
Faithful, excited. Nate Sudfeld will come into quarterback when we start the second quarter. Ball goes right through the hands of Tyler Davis, the tight end. The interception by Marcelino McCrary Ball. But it was a 76-yard touchdown pass from Trey Lance to the rookie, Danny Gray, that got everybody electrified here after one quarter of football. 10-7 49ers over the Packers on the 49ers preseason network.
All right, alongside is Fred Warner, who normally would be in pads making plays, but I know one thing you love. You love turnovers. How about that 56-yarder?
Oh, we love that. We love that. You know, we always say tips and overthrows got to get those. So that's exactly what happened right there. Super happy for my rookie, Marcelino, getting that one. Super special moment. Fired up.
How about that? Live TV. Touchdown, 49ers.
Touchdown,
Man,
Niners.
You can't make this stuff up.
You can't make it up.
Fred, have a great camp, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys.
Guys, back upstairs.
Let me hear the touchdown call, Vern. Touchdown, Ray Ray.
Ray Ray.
How about Nate Sudfeld? First ball, he comes in, he goes deep.
Yeah, and a perfect throw. And what I love, happy for Sudfeld, but two guys with the go route touchdowns are two new additions to this offensive football team.
And they both have one common denominator, that is speed. Danny Gray and Ray McLeod is known mainly as a special teams player, former Buffalo Bill, Carolina Panther last couple of years in Pittsburgh. So Nate Sudfeld, haven't seen him a lot play in the NFL nor in preseason. Welcome him, and he hits Ray McLeod deep, 17-7 49ers.
Watch this wicked move on the touchdown from Ray McLeod. He's in a tight split right here. Rico Gafford's got him. The safety is going to get occupied right here by the tight end, and watch, it's an out and up, and he just shakes Gafford to the ground. He falls down. Little out and up.
Woo.
Beautiful move. And Nate Sudfeld does not miss. That's one thing I think. If you're here with the 49ers and you're a return guy, most teams just look for return guys. The 49ers look for return guys that can also play a position, and Ray McLeod can do that.
And this is Rico Gafford is back on the kickoff return for the Packers, and Rich Bisaccia lets it go through his hands for a touchback from Robbie Gould. So that was a 39-yarder one play. Nate Sudfeld to Ray McLeod after the 76-yarder from Trey Lance to Danny Gray.
Yeah, and I think it was 39 receptions that Ray McLeod had last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He did.
And he was, I think, I'm sure he led the AFC in punt return yards. He is a big get for the 49ers, for the transition teams, the special teams, and what you just saw there on offense.
And for Nate Sudfeld, he's not played a lot in the NFL. He has 0 starts in 6 seasons and 37 pass attempts, but he is a solid number 2. We'll see the 7th-round pick, Brock Purdy, later on. Movement on the defensive line here before the snap of the football, the line of scrimmage, I should say. Which way we going on Clay Martin's crew?
False start. Offense number 39. 5-yard penalty. First down.
On the running back, Tyler Goodson. That's one thing Chris Kasarik does not like. He likes you to get off the ball, the 49er defensive line coach, but he does not want his defensive lineman jumping in the neutral zone.
Yeah, have you ever heard of ADO? He says it all
every day.
Practice long. Alert defense offsides.
Yeah. He says it on every single snap, but he wants his guys to get off. See how they get off the ball here. It's Drake Jackson, number 95. Romeo Dobbs with the catch. Oren Burks has been active as the linebacker. Ambry Thomas makes the tackle there.
Good eyes by Ambry Thomas. Just seeing that ball was thrown quick, turned the go route loose, and came up in hard run support with Oren Burks.
Oren Burks will be a core special teamer, the former Green Bay Packer, but he will play. He'll be up on game day, Tim, so he's certainly going to be a backup linebacker. He'll be on the game day list of who's up for the football game. And I remember him coming in here last year in the home opener and sacking Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you remember how the challenge at the end of last year, especially in the big game in the championship with Aziz getting hurt and Dre Greenlaw.
There's what a tackle there by Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, who was wearing the green dot as a middle linebacker, the former safety. That was a textbook form tackle.
Flanagan Fowles will tattoo you. What I love about him, and watch him just get up inside on this little pump draw and just light it up. Perfect. Head up, grabbing the back of the legs and driving through. Be a good angle of it right here, as you're going to see Flanagan Fowles come right through the alley right there, beating that block at DeGuara and making the tackle. He's got his weight up to 228. When he was here, when he first got here, he was 205.
Converted safety. Third down and long for the Packers. Third down and 10 for Jordan Love. Four-man rush. Look at the pass rush there by Drake Jackson. Love going to take a deep shot for Dobbs again. It is broken up by Ambry Thomas. Beautifully done by Ambry Thomas. Right when the ball landed in Dobbs' hands, he came in and dislodged the ball. There is a flag down across the field. It's not a PI, though. Maybe off the bump right there it is.
Well, they're really emphasizing point of emphasis with illegal contact this year, and good job by Ambry Thomas, just never giving up on the play. It looked like he was beat.
In the pocket,
and then look at the rush from
defense
Jake
number
Jackson.
20. 5-yard penalty at the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So they flagged Ambry Thomas, but not at deep down the field. He played that beautifully, playing through the hands of the receiver, Tim. It was on the bump and the run there.
Yep, illegal contact. You got a good vision there from Drake Jackson and just how he keeps that pad level down, and it started with a bull rush, and then he was able to slip to the edge. Just a little, just not there quite quick enough as Jordan Love let it go.
So he is really bendy. And Jordan Love will pull it here. Blocked by DeGuara again. Oren Burks all over the field. We have a holding call here on the Packers.
Yeah, they're going to get DeGuara.
Against his former teammate Oren Burks, who was flying around tonight. This will set him back 10 yards on the illegal hold. But Drake Jackson, you went Bruce Smith body type?
From a body type standpoint, yes.
During the run, personal foul. Face mask.
No, it's a face mask.
Defense number 48.
It's on Oren Burks.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So it is not a hold on DeGuara against Burks. They get another 49er flag for grabbing the face mask, and it's on the former Packer. Yeah, right there against DeGuara, you see him pull.
Just pulled it down.
Jordan Love, a good athlete. We've seen him pull the ball out a couple of times and run. The former Utah State star, threw for over 8,600 yards there in 3 years, 60 touchdowns. They traded up to get him, number 26 overall, and ever since then, Aaron Rodgers has won back-to-back MVPs. Tyler Goodson off the right side. Flanagan fouls there on the tackle.
All three linebackers converging on the tackle. They show the Green Bay Packers two deep safeties. They got two tight ends. The Packers got a number advantage. They're going to check and stick with the run. All three backers were able to converge there on Ty Goodson before it was a long game.
There's Aaron Rodgers, who is 0-4 against the 49ers in the playoffs. And they've beaten them a couple of years. Of course, they came here for the NFC title game in 2019. Raheem Mostert ran all over him, and last year in the divisional playoff game, the Robbie Gould field goal. Nice work there by Jordan Love. Ball got tipped, though. Right in his face. He got pressure there.
You see how Drake Jackson can just bend and turn and change directions? For a 273-pound guy, he's got odd skill sets with his flexibility. And you see Jordan Love, he thinks, okay, I'm going to put the brakes on here and come back inside and reset and get rid of it. Drake Jackson said, well, I'll just stop right there with you and put the mirror on you and then come back and get his hands on the football.
Well, his nickname at USC, as you well know, the Freak, because he could do a backflip. This guy is a huge man and incredibly bendable. He's having a good series here defensively. 3rd down and 5 for the Packers on the 49er 45-yard line. They have a 2-by-2 formation for Jordan Love. And Romeo Dobbs makes the catch right at the yard to gain. That's Sam Womack on the coverage. I think he tackled him short of the first down.
Sam came down with the football. Got man coverage. It looked like it was zone. Then they switched. Yeah, here we go. Man coverage, and he's just going to pick him up. Sammy Womack, he's working that thing the whole way. That ball was coming loose before he was down.
And a challengeable play there. Sam Womack, who is a rookie, round 5 pick, number 172 overall at Toledo, very much in the mix to be a nickelback.
He's impressive now. He just used those long arms right there. Good illustration how he can get his hand up in there. That ball was coming loose.
Kyle Shanahan saw what you saw and was alerted upstairs to challenge. So we'll see which way they go here. You're saying Womack may have pulled that ball away from Romeo Dobbs.
I think Dobbs had it initially, and then on his way down, the ball is moving right there. It looked like before anything was down, and Womack ended up with it.
Clay Martin talking it over with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, that's a loose ball.
Kyle was looking at the replay on the Jumbotron. Yeah, he takes it right there.
I think that's an interception. Now Ty goes to the receiver. So once it bobbled, who do they think had it first?
the other part of the play is Womack inbounds, or does any of his body part roll out of bounds before he has possession?
San Francisco is
And likewise
challenging the
for
ruling on the
Dobbs.
play of a completed catch.
You could see this going
That play
either
is now
way.
under
Green Bay
review.
ball, 49ers ball, or no catch because they hit the boundary, but why not? I like the black hat on Kyle going with the Shanahan.
I think he's happy with it.
Finally got a hat. He was very concerned about that. He looks good. Now Clay Martin giving it a long look, and of course he's being instructed on what to do with this call from the replay review in Manhattan. Does Dobbs catch it? Does
No
Womack
catch there.
catch it, or no catch by either?
No catch there. His ball's still live. Ball's still live. Is it simultaneous possession?
And then watch as they roll over. The ball hits the ground, it looks like.
No, Sammy Womack has it the whole time, I think.
Right there. Well, let's see. We don't have a good replay. Let's see this angle and see the angle. So that was a 3rd down and 5. If they give Dobbs the catch, it's a 4th and 1. If they give Womack the interception, 49er ball there. If it's incomplete, it's 4th and 5. It's 49er football.
There we go.
The defense is exploding. They got another takeaway, and that is Samuel Womack III taking it away from Romeo Dobbs. It looks like the way the 49ers are reacting, and they've been told something on the field because their offense is coming out. Here's Clay Martin, our referee.
After review, the pass was intercepted by the defense. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line. Would the clock operator please reset the game clock to 12:16? 12:16 on the game clock, please.
A great challenge there by Kyle Shanahan. You saw it right away, and what a play there by Samuel Womack III. Trent Williams is fired up by the rookies. Danny Gray earlier, and now Womack III.
Yeah, and Womack's going to factor into that competition for sure with Darqueze Dennard for the starting nickel. You've got Dante Johnson as well as, another guy that can get in there and play.
Amador Lenore can play in there a little bit.
But Sammy Womack with those long arms and those skill sets that he has, and you could just see it. Just going up and never quit, just kept working on that football and got paid off with the interception.
Hardly had time and welcome Nate Sudfeld to the game. Vern was talking to Fred Warder when he threw the touchdown pass. Nate was born in Santa Clara, lived in San Jose until he was 5, went to high school in Modesto, about 88 miles away at Christian High School. 49ers already gave him $2 million guaranteed to be the backup quarterback this year. We are going to see Brock Purdy, the 7th-round draft pick, later in the game, and I know you've been very impressed by Purdy.
Purdy just looks like click, 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 automatic in terms of a quarterback and making decisions and throwing it on time. Sudfeld is a great sounding board for Trey Lance.
Another rookie is also in the game for the 49ers, Tyrion Davis-Price, the big back out of LSU. And he's got great size at 220 pounds. Jeff Wilson Jr. not playing tonight. Elijah Mitchell not playing tonight. We saw Trey Sermon. Now we see another big back in Ty Davis-Price.
What I like about Ty Davis-Price is you watch him, he runs very hard in between the tackles, and everyone always thinks the 49ers, the staple is the outside zone play, the stretch play. Over the last couple of years, I can promise you they've run as much power as anything in between the tackles, and I think Ty Davis-Price is going to be a big part of that squared up going through the line of scrimmage.
On power and also inside zone. 3rd down and 6 for Sudfeld. Throws out wide. Flag there on the hold on the outcut of Danny Gray. No flag there. Looked like he got pulled right when he made the outcut. Shamar Jean-Charles on the coverage for the Packers. And the 49ers will bring in a punter, Mitch Wishnowsky, for the first time tonight. No flag there at all. Well, there was some little bit of tight coverage there on the outcut by Danny Gray. Mitch Wishnowsky last year in that frozen tundra at Lambeau came up with a big hold. It was a high snap by Tabor Pepper, pulled down by Mitch on Robbie Gold's 45-yarder. This will be Amari Rogers going down to his knees to call for the fair catch at the 20-yard line. Wishnowsky with a 35-yard punt and no return. 49ers and a couple of deep touchdown passes, one to Danny Gray, late 17-7. Well, he wears number 95 with the 49ers. At USC, wore number 99, and he was the 61st overall pick in the draft in 2022. And we go back to 1990, number 99. Horse collar.
Yeah.
Is that Jeff Fisher, the head coach in the NFL? It's Tim Ryan. And you were the 61st overall pick in the draft.
And as soon as he was drafted, and I saw that name pop up, I said, I hope he lets me mentor him just a little bit. And I've had good conversations with him. He is way more talented than I ever thought of being.
Well, you got mentored by some great defensive linemen in Chicago. One of your best friends from that 46 defense, Jordan Love. Will throw into coverage. Ball got batted away there beautifully. Kadar Holman reaching right around Romeo Doubs with a clean knockaway.
Kadar Holman can play some man coverage and then drive on the football. You go back to even the OTAs and mini camps, you always look up and look at 24 is right where he needs to be, stretches out, pass breakup with the right hand. He shows up every day. And I think, I don't know if they anticipated him being as active as he's been, but it looks like they hit it on him with the guy who's going to have a chance to make this team.
And there's Jordan Love throwing over the middle. Warren Burks, the former Packer, coming up with another tackle. That's Winfrey who made the catch. So Drake Jackson at USC played in the Pac-12. Now the Big 16. Is that what we're calling it? What'd you play in the Pac-8?
Pac-10. Pac-10. Easy.
Was the Pac-6?
Easy.
3rd down and 3. Barry Hyder Jr. is in there rushing for the 49ers. They got Burks and Flanagan Fowles jumping inside as well. They bring pressure. Love. The high ball got high, and it is caught by Winfrey on the ricochet away from Ambry Thomas. This tip and overthrow, not interception, taken down by Winfrey for a gain of 11 on 3rd down.
No, a really good job in tight coverage by Juwan Winfrey. And Ambry Thomas, you're going to see it here. He's going to come inside. Ambry's going to drive on it. Oh, he pushes through him. Pretty heavy right there. And then Ambry, they're both fighting for it. And Ambry swatted at it for the 2nd time on the rebound, and Juwan Winfrey came down with it.
Winfrey is good size. 2nd-year wide receiver from Colorado. Was drafted by Denver. He's 6'1", 210. They got Alan Lazard and Sammy Watkins, Romeo Doubs, the veteran Randall Cobb. They're going to find a way to pick up some production in the wide receiver room with Devontae Adams leaving and going to the Raiders. Goodson gets wide. Degaro a good block to tight end and a kick out. And he picks up about 5 yards. And that was a shock, huh? That they traded Devontae Adams to the Raiders in the offseason.
Yeah, he is going to be a huge shot in the arm for them. But Aaron Rodgers, I remember when Devontae Adams first got to Green Bay, and do you remember I think it was a Monday night game, and he didn't beat the corner underneath on a slant route, and everybody was just ripping the young Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers turned him into a All-Pro.
They had 169 targets last year, Tim. That's 10 a game that they've lost.
Something tells me he'll find one of these young guys, too.
Ambry Thomas came on a corner blitz. Drake Jackson running down Jordan Love. A flag is down. 2 flags are down. That's a rare outside corner blitz the 49ers called up there from Ambry Thomas.
Offense number 67. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Jake Hansen called for the hold.
On Akeem Spence. Yeah, you see he's got a hold of his jersey right there. You see what Drake Jackson is in terms of an athlete right there. There's not a lot of defensive ends that are turning and flattening out and are running with Jordan Love and trying to swat down the straight arm at the same time.
Is he winded or did he get dinged up on that play? I think he got dinged up. Hopefully it's not a shoulder, as he was chasing Jordan Love to the sideline. 2nd down and 13 Packers. Back on their 35-yard line. 49ers lead 17-7 here midway through the 2nd quarter. Inside pass rush. And the ball caught by Danny Davis, the wide receiver, the rookie free agent receiver from Wisconsin. And will bring up a 3rd down and short for Green Bay.
Good rhythm and timing by Jordan Love there, and coverage just broke down out there on the deep flat. Kadar Holman looked like somebody was confused.
Somebody 24 besides K'Wan Williams. Kadar's got 24. He's a Denver Bronco, as is DJ Jones. And the 49ers will see Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos in week 3 this year. They go to a bunch formation here on 3rd down and 1. Little gun run here. And it's a first down for Goodson off the left side into 49er territory. And it's Tyler Goodson. Ellis Baird on the tackle for the 49ers. Matt LaFleur, like Kyle Shanahan, not only the head coach, but he calls all their offensive plays. And they were together going back many, many years at 3 different stops in the NFL. Let's head downstairs and check in with Vern Blank. Vern.
Yeah, Jake Jackson is under the hood. We don't know the nature of what's going on. I mean, the curtains are just couldn't be tighter. I can't see, but we'll give you an update as soon as we can. Guys?
Looks like it may be a shoulder the way he was dangling that right arm. There's a toss out of an I formation using DeGuara as a fullback. Well played by the 49er front that time. No gain.
Good job by Akeem Spence, who has bounced around the league. And they're playing a 3 technique defensive tackle right now outside shade of the guard. And he held up long enough in that one-on-one block that it forced it to cut back, and then Kamoko Toure out at left end able to finish off the runner.
Spence was a 4th-round draft pick at Tampa Bay in 2013. 4 years there, a year in Detroit, a year in Miami. His best success, like a lot of the guys they bring in with Chris Casseret in Detroit. He had a career-high 3 quarterback sacks that year. Goodson in the flat. Again, Oren Burks, the former Packer, flying around. He's got to have a handful of tackles tonight, maybe a half dozen.
And he knows he's got to get there quick. The 49ers had a blitz dialed up. Coming from the left side there, Jordan Love. He senses it, unloads it quickly. But Oren Burks is there to rip Goodson down by the waist.
And he was a round 3 pick of the Packers in 2018. Made 7 starts there. But really, it was his ability on special teams is why the 49ers wanted him, and they wanted George Odom, and they wanted Ray McLeod. 9th play of the drive for Jordan Love and the Packers. They're facing a 3rd and 9. 2 for 6 on 3rd down so far tonight. And a trips formation left. Looks that way, throws over the middle, intercepted. Another one for Samuel Womack III. And he takes it inside the 30-yard line, his 2nd interception of the game. A flag is down on the return, though, but what a play by Womack to undercut that route.
Showing 2 deep safeties, but playing man coverage underneath it. And Sammy Womack has his eyes on it the whole way, undercuts it, and just rips it.
Use of the hands
for
to
an
the face.
interception.
Green Bay number 67. That penalty's been declined. Result of the play is an interception. 1st and 10, San Francisco.
Another flag on the right guard, Jake Hansen. So the entire 48-yard return, he will get back coming the other way. Jordan Love couldn't get him on the ground.
I love the fact that he turned and got right in the hip to undercut that on Amari Rodgers, but turned and put his eyes on the quarterback. Just went up and captured that football.
Well, a good night for the rookies. Danny Gray looks really good, and then Samuel Womack III with his 2nd interception. The first one he just pulled away from Romeo Doubs. This one he undercut the route. So two different
incredibly good plays.
49ers inside the red zone, and there's a roll by Sudfeld to the right. It's Ray McLeod, and we'll take it inside the 15-yard line. Ray scored a touchdown early tonight on a deep throw from Nate Sudfeld.
Little nod out and up move and shook the corner to the ground.
Corey Undlin, the 49ers defensive backfield coach, their cornerback coach, really loves Samuel Womack III. K'Wan is gone. He's a Denver Bronco. Who's going to be the nickelback? Could be Womack III.
He's definitely in the mix for it. Keep making plays like that, and it is a hard job now because you've got all the run-pass reads when you're defending the slot in there.
Trey Sermon is back in here inside the 20-yard line. Breaks a tackle and takes it inside the 10-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short. Yeah, it must be a shoulder. Looks, he came out of the tent, Vern, and we see Drake Jackson dangling that right shoulder going back into the locker room. Burford, good block
just driving
inside.
Him out. Yep.
Kick out by Justin School at right tackle. Nicely done.
Burford's got a real chance now to really take that right guard position. Of course, Daniel Brunskill has been instrumental in there. See how that battle works.
Danny Gray goes in motion. High snap from center. Inside handoff to Sermon. They're going to lose yardage there. Let's see what Kyle does. It'll be 4th down. He'll bring in Robbie Gould to kick the field goal. High snap from center. An immediate penetration from the Packer D-line.
Yeah, Heflin inside of Justin's school. See 96 right there, gets rid of School, and then just reads a little cutback there from Trey Sermon, squared up, great position to make the tackle.
So Robbie Gould, who opened the scoring with a 50-yard field goal. This is essentially an extra point distance, 31-yard distance. Tabor Pepper will snap, and out of the hole to Mitch Wisnowski. Robbie Gould drives it right through the uprights. He has made 420 field goals in his NFL career, the 11th most in history and second most in 49er history behind Ray Wersching at 134. He's got 2 tonight, and he's got 2 tonight as well. Faithful having fun tonight. Their only time in the preseason to see the 49ers play. And the next time they will be here, their home opener against the Seattle Seahawks minus Russell Wilson. So be there as the 49ers kick off their new year, September the 18th against the Seahawks. Limited season tickets are still available. Secure your seats at 49ers.com. In about a month's time, Tim, Soldier Field back to Chicago for you against the Bears. Seattle comes in, and then we'll see Russell Wilson in week 3 on Sunday Night Football in Denver before the showdown with the Rams in week 4 on Monday Night Football. Robbie Gould, after the short field goal, picks up another touchback. So Robbie will be excited, as you will, going back to Chicago and playing the Bears in the season opener.
Yep, and Coach Hightower is a special teams coach there now, who left here and was replaced by Brian Schneider. Good thing Robbie's all right, though, after taking that shot on that long kickoff return. That scared me a little bit. You don't want to see Robbie Gould taking those kind of head shots. Yeah,
almost in the preseason, you wouldn't mind covering kickoffs with 10 guys. Just kick off and then get out of bounds. But he is going to do the job this year. They want Mitch Wisnowski to concentrate solely on being a punter. Here's Jordan Love. Hand off to Goodson. Those two guys have played a lot of football tonight. Jordan Love will give it to Goodson for a gain of about 5 as we approach the 2-minute warning. Good half of football. You got to be happy with the way Trey Lance played, Tim. Certainly coming back and hitting Danny Gray on that 67-yard bomb down the left sideline.
And came back in, as you said, for that second drive after the first drive of 9 plays. They said he was going to get 10, gave him 3 more, and finished with that house call. And then defensively, look, one thing they were looking for and will be looking for this year is more takeaways. Already 3 big-time interceptions.
Oh, what a penetration there in the backfield. That is the stuff in the backfield, beautifully done there. Robert Kimdichie, who has changed numbers. He was 50 in the preseason, wearing number 96 tonight. Former first-round draft pick of the Arizona Cardinals, and he gets off the ball fast. Nobody blocked him. That
just
helps.
Slips underneath the right guard, and you love it. You never know when your number's called, and that's a good call by the defensive front to spike that front up inside to the A gap, especially when that right guard was trying to reach and get on the outside shoulder of Robert Kimdichie, and he gets underneath it and blows it up for a big TFL.
We're going to hit the 2-minute warning here. Kimdichie, 3 years in Arizona, a year in Miami. Last year back to the NFC West, played in Seattle, and he gets off the ball fast. So after Kimdichie's stuff, Jordan Love and the Packers will face a 3rd down and 10 here as we hit the 2-minute warning. Just got that new jersey today. He was wearing 50 throughout training camp. So Robert Kimdichie, he's got a lot of energy. This guy celebrates nonstop. Put it back in the holster and see what you do on 3rd down.
It's the #1 place in the league for Trey to be. Mm-hmm. This is as good of a, this is an innovative offense. You've seen what Kyle's been able to do. He can create open receivers, and Trey can find them. Mm-hmm. He can process. I'm highly confident of all that. It's just he needs to now refine the delivery.
That is the great Steve Young talking to Vern Glenn up in the Celebrity Golf Tournament up in South Lake Tahoe.
And he's right.
Without a doubt. And he did come by the facility here, and he did visit with Trey Lance. Of course, we had a conversion from Alex Smith to Colin Kaepernick, but the big one here was early 90s, going from Joe Montana to Steve Young. And Trey Lance has a lot of the same skill set of Steve Young.
And I would think that, again, he sees it. I love his aptitude and how he can read out and process quickly. The question is can he repeat accuracy into those tight windows?
Jordan Love, a flag goes down on the play. He gets tackled by George Odom. See if they got the Packers for an interior line hold. That was a 3rd down. There's actually 2 separate flags thrown on the play.
And you know, slamming it in between the numbers in Kyle Shanahan's offense, you got to have that accuracy, fitting it into those tight windows, and they got to be on time. Again, I know Trey sees it and how he processes it. Does he have the accuracy to routinely put it in there?
And that's impressive, the fact it's so young and with so limited snaps. Only threw 300 passes at North Dakota State.
There are
and
two
didn't throw
fouls on
much
the
in
play,
high school.
both by the defense. Holding, defense number 20. That penalty's been declined. Holding, defense number 24. 5 yards will be added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Well, they got each corner. Ambry Thomas declined. And Kadar Holman got called for it as D'Amico Ryans looks on. Boy, what a first year he had last year as the 49ers defensive coordinator. Despite all the injuries in the secondary, they wound up and they started playing better and better and better after the Arizona game here on November the 7th, Tim. They wind up third in the NFL in total defense last year.
Incredible job by him, and probably could have been a head coach. The Minnesota Vikings are somewhere else, and
he turned down an interview with them.
Delighted that he stayed here.
Yeah, the Vikings wanted to bring him in for an interview, and he declined. He wanted another year as being a defensive coordinator. Had Sam Womack come up in the run game there from nickel. Jordan Willis.
Kevin Atkins, Jordan Willis, tough at the point of attack.
Bad ball there by Jordan Love. That was on the wrong side of the running back, Patrick Taylor. Jordan Willis, of course, had a huge block punt last year in Green Bay. He was wearing number 94 when he had that block. Arguably the biggest defensive play in 49er history. Taylor Hufanga with a scoop and score. He's wearing 75 this year.
Not a good throw there from Jordan Love. This guy had to spin all the way around to try to corral it. Yeah, Jordan Willis, that was I mean, obviously the game-winning play. They didn't score a touchdown in that game against the Green Bay Packers. That wasn't even a called block. He just decided he'd read the center, and center's keeping his head down too long. He's going to get that long arm and get it in front of the punter's leg.
There's 75 with a good push inside, but over the middle on a third down. It is caught by Toure. That is Samori Toure, the rookie round 7 wide receiver from Nebraska, picking up 23 yards. A flag is down on the play. Did they hit Jordan Love after he delivered the ball? Here's Clay Martin, our referee.
Prior to the pass, legal use of the hands to the face. Defense, number 77. Penalty's been declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Another defensive penalty called on Kevin Atkins there.
There he is, 77 right there.
Good push from Jordan Willis, 75.
And you can see the offensive guards had snapping back. Kevin Atkins never let go, and a huge void in the middle of the field for an easy completion.
Jordan Love right over the top, though. 6 feet 4 inches tall, goes about 220 pounds. They have to decide if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option in the offseason. So tonight and the other 2 preseason games are important games for him. He's going to go no huddle here as we approach a minute to play in the first half. 20-7 49ers. See how he holds, runs the 2-minute drill. They go to a 2-by-2 formation. And again, a little wide to the back in the flat. He misses Patrick Taylor. Those are layups in the NFL you got to hit on.
You got to make those.
He missed inside to the back left, and now he misses too much outside here to the back going to the right. That'll bring up a third down.
Yeah, and he doesn't like those numbers. 50% completion percentage and 3 interceptions.
And that's
Did
about
have a
what
great
he's done.
touchdown throw to Dobbs early in the game. Their only touchdown over Tarvarius Moore.
And that was after he overthrew him earlier in the games. He's 36 for 62 in the NFL. And at Utah State, he was a 61% passer. This one's caught, and it'll be a Green Bay converting on third down and a touchdown. Davis takes it right down to the goal line. That is Danny Davis, the rookie free agent wide receiver from Wisconsin. A 33-yard touchdown there.
Yeah, and he had his eyes on the ball, and Kadar Holman did not. It's going to be over here to this side.
Just on the break, he never picked up the ball.
Made a great adjustment, located the ball, and just slipped right underneath Kadar Holman. When you're in man coverage, your eyes are on the receiver. And Kadar Holman turned his head late to the inside, but the receiver had already broken it off to the inside. He had that ball the whole way, and Holman never really saw it till it was too late.
Well, it's been a first half of explosive plays. Some has been defensive breakdowns, frankly. The 3 interceptions by the 49ers, 2 by Samuel Womack III. McCrary Ball got one. The 2 deep touchdown passes, 1 to Danny Gray and 1 to Ray McLeod. D'Amico not going to like that as far as the defense giving a bust there. And Gabe Burkich is going to be kicking tonight for Mason Crosby, who's on the PUP list with a knee injury. They got a handful of guys on the PUP list. We mentioned their tackles are both out, Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins. Robert Tunyon, the good-looking tight end. Saw Christian Watson warming up before the game, who played with Trey at North Dakota State.
He's impressive looking. Wow.
He's got speed and cuts, doesn't he?
Every bit of 6'4 and a half, 6'5", and running in the 4.3s. He was out warming up Christian Watson before the game, and you might send him off the bus first. He is impressive.
He had arthroscopic knee surgery. But he played with Trey Lance at North Dakota State. Danny Davis celebrating over on the sideline as he catches the 33-yard touchdown pass from Jordan Love. Tom Clements is back as their quarterback coach at age 68, 25th year in the NFL. He was with a young Aaron Rodgers to develop him.
I was going to go say hi to Aaron Rodgers in the middle of the field, and then I looked and saw Tom Clements mad dogging me. I said, maybe I better not say anything. Probably a good idea.
Yeah, we both watched the warm-up of Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if there's a better pure thrower of the football that's ever been.
And he looks bigger to me than I remember. I mean, not size-wise, but just in terms of his legs and his lower body. And he's been doing a lot of calf raises somewhere.
Yeah, always on his toes. You know, it's interesting. He had that high setup with Coach Tedford at Cal. He held it by his ear. They had to rework his mechanics. He hardly played. Burkich is going to kick this ball. Oh, Hasty should have let that ball go out of bounds. That is a mistake by Jermichael Hasty, which will cost the 49ers about 35 yards.
And he tried to, but he touched it before his leg was out of bounds. That's the coaching point. If you're unsure, get your foot on the stripe before you touch the ball.
And he was trying to do that.
And he was trying.
So what you do is you go out of bounds, make yourself out of bounds, then touch the ball.
Exactly.
He did it the other way around. Now, getting back to Aaron Rodgers, he didn't play, Tim. His first 3 years in the NFL, he had a guy named Favre ahead of him, Brett Favre. But we're talking about Trey, 1 year developmental last year, just played 10 quarters of football. Aaron Rodgers threw 59 passes his first 3 years in the NFL.
And broke his foot early in his career. You remember that. What is this, year 18 for him now?
He looks like he's having a lot of fun right now, isn't he?
He's on the mystical tour.
Ayahuasca. Michael Hasty, a flag came down in the deep secondary for the Green Bay Packers as they run. Jermichael Hasty is going to get some run certainly in the second half. We saw Trey Sermon, saw a little Ty Davis Price. And we'll look at Jermichael Hasty. Busy first half for Clay Martin, a typical first preseason game. A lot of flags tonight.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 57. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Ray Wilborn, the linebacker, called for it.
It's got to be hard for these guys in terms of live action in full pads. In terms of the details, and the little things. I mean, these guys have had, I know the 49ers have only had 7 padded practices. And then you're out here, and obviously the game action's hotter than practice action. And you really don't. People think you just show up in pads and play. It takes time. You got to find your groove and find your slot. And a lot of these sloppy penalties is the reason for it.
First and 10, 49ers. Sudfeld will check it down. Jermichael Hasty, a block from Ray McLeod. Good block. Did not block him in the back there from Ray. Out of bounds to stop the clock with 29 seconds to go in the half.
This is a good situation to end the half, and you want all the situations that you can that can mimic real football in the real season. And these kind of situations that you can't really practice, these opportunities to play the hurry up.
And this is what the 49ers have been so good at in regular season games, getting points before halftime. Sudfeld will take a sack here. 49ers won the toss, deferred. Kyle likes to do what he calls lapping opponents, score before halftime. They're so good scoring late in the half. then get the ball back out, re-script, and come out in the third quarter.
I think so much of it is it's about lapping them and getting points.
Please set the game clock to 22 seconds. 22.
Getting points before you go into half, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. But I think Kyle also knows that you just want to finish with possession of the half. You don't want to give the football back to the opponent no matter what when you're getting it to come out in the third quarter. And I think during the 19 season, when his team went to the Super Bowl, of the 20 games, I think they were able to finish the first half with the ball 16 times out of the 20 games.
And this is the game management situation. Kyle called a timeout after that sack, so he wants to
work on it.
Just to get into Robbie Gould's field goal range here with 22 seconds to go in the first half. Sudfeld takes a shot to the sideline, broken up there, looking for Malik Turner, who figures to make this football team as a sixth wide receiver due to his great play on special teams. Rico Gafford, the corner, able to drive on that ball and knock it away.
Well, that's a good throw from Sudfeld, and Malik's got to make that throw, or make that catch, excuse me. And he's played now. Malik Turner's played. He was up in Seattle a couple years with the Dallas Cowboys the last couple of seasons. Very, very good special teams player. Everything was right there. Sudfeld made the read, threw it to the side to get it out of bounds. Malik's just got to catch that ball.
Well, he would be the sixth wide receiver, you think, after Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Jawan Jennings, Ray McLeod, and the rookie Danny Gray, and he's so good on special teams. Sudfeld able to avoid the traffic over the middle to Danny Gray to midfield. Let's see if Kyle calls the timeout. Now he does, with 10 seconds to go in the first half. Beautiful work by Sudfeld.
Really nice by Sudfeld, just stepping up in the pocket, finding Danny Gray over the middle of the field.
Calls their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
Justin School was getting
pushed. Please set
pushed.
the game clock to 13 seconds. 1-3.
And Danny Gray on the in-cut, T-Rock, proving he's not just a go ball runner, a 9 route. He can run the inside stuff. He has a good change of direction.
He catches the ball in traffic, and you could see that from day one when he got here for the minicamp after the draft.
Well, Kyle said the first thing we saw with him is fast, and he loves fast wide receivers wherever he's been.
Got to have it.
Washington, Houston, Atlanta, here, Cleveland. You got to have fast wide receivers, but beyond that, he's tough. He is physically tough, fast and physically tough. He's got the size and he's got the 4.33 speed.
And as I said, he will go up in traffic. I've seen him win 4 or 5 one-on-one balls in practice against some of the better corners the 49ers have.
10 seconds to go. Throw over the middle. Catch by Ray McLeod. Ball got knocked out late. A catch fumble. Looks like it may be coming back the other way. Ray had the catch, and then he got the ball knocked out of there. And it's Chris Barnes, the former UCLA Bruin, with the recovery. And a Packer down on the field who took a big hit. I believe that's Levitt, the safety.
It's like something with his arm.
Well, he made the hit in a big collision there. This is subject to review, but it looks like a catch fumble from Ray McLeod.
Rolling on
like the ball popped loose as McLeod was spinning
by the defense.
Out of it.
First down, Green Bay.
He put his helmet in there. Helmet or his shoulder. And Chris Barnes recovered the fumble. He started 23 games the last couple of years with the Green Bay Packers, but Devondre Campbell's going to be their Mike linebacker. What a year he had last year. First team All-Pro. And then Quay Walker, the rookie out of Georgia, figures to be the other inside linebacker in their 3-4.
Yeah, and then you look at Rashawn Gary, who will be on one side, and Preston Smith, who will be on the other. They have invested heavily in this defense.
The other Smith is gone.
Season.
Zadarius Smith is gone. And he's actually in Minnesota now. Baltimore signed him for a bit, then the deal got rescinded. We're going to see him next week in the joint practices. Daniil Hunter on one side and Zadarius Smith on the other. 49ers are flying to Minnesota on Monday.
The previous
next week's game against the Vikings.
Is now under further review.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen on a turnover. Yeah. And the question is, Pop, did Ray McLeod have possession of this football as it started to come loose?
Well, if it's no catch would be the call. You put the ball back in midfield. You can take one more shot. So does he catch the ball, catch fumble?
2. It looked like he had it on his hip and started a football move, which was the spin to get back upfield. And then the question is did he have it pinned on his hip with possession before he spun back to his left.
And frankly,
and I think he did.
That's been an issue with Ray more as a return man, is losing possession of the football. But I was talking to Brian Schneider about that, and he's obviously studied every single snap and every single turnover. He thinks that was a problem he had when he was a younger player that he's been able to solve the last couple of years in Pittsburgh.
Now that looks like a clear fumble to me.
Yeah, I think so. Catch fumble. One thing Kyle Shanahan was saying, they clearly wanted to upgrade the special teams. You're bringing Oren Burks, George Odom, and in Ray McLeod, you got an elite punt and kickoff returner, two different skill sets. He flourishes at both. But Kyle said, when I was looking at him just as a wide receiver, I wanted to bring him in just as a receiver.
Well, he knows the whole route tree. He's a good route runner. Evidence of that with the touchdown early on the out and up, where he shook the corner down to the ground. So they're happy to have him, not just in the capacity of special teams as a return man, but a guy that can be a legitimate deep threat on the offense. He's got real heat now.
Let's take a look here.
1, 2, 3, bracing for the hit and spins back inside, and that ball comes out, I think, before that lower leg is down.
That's the question. The knee go down.
Is the knee down before it starts coming loose? I love these Exmo cams.
Looked like it may have been coming out just before. It was called a catch fumble on the field, so they have to have indisputable evidence to overturn that. At last, Clay Martin has a verdict.
The ruling on the field does stand as called. First down.
So it is Green Bay's ball. Green Bay has 6 seconds to go. If Aaron Rodgers was playing, we know what they would do. Greatest Hail Mary thrower in the history of football.
Let's not relive week 3 from last year.
Oh, the two to Devontae Adams. I'm talking about the Hail Mary.
No,
you ever see?
I did that game.
Oh, you did? Which one? There were so many.
I did the Lions.
The one to
Detroit,
Richard Rodgers.
The one that hit the Raptors up at the top.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
He is the best Hail Mary thrower ever. Well, they're going to line up like they're going to throw the ball here. They got empty set. 3 are left and 2 are right for Jordan Love. It was a big time arm. 49ers rushing 3. Kandichi will chase him. And he'll go down and take a knee, and that'll be the first half. So the 49ers, some explosive plays. They had 3 interceptions the first half, 2 by the rookie Samuel Womack III. A deep touchdown pass from Nate Sudfeld to Ray McLeod, but it was Trey Lance. Timmy, the 76-yard touchdown pass to Danny Gray that got everybody excited here as he came back in for the second series and hit him over the top. Coming up, it is the Toyota halftime show. Vern Glenn will check in with our guy George Kittle, and Tim and I will come back with some first half highlights. McCrary Ball had an interception. Womack III had 2 of them. Demetrius Flanagan Foles a big tackle. And the 49ers lead by 6 at the end of 30 minutes. Well, the 49ers did not have a first-round draft pick this year. They traded it away to get a guy named Trey Lance to Miami. They took Drake Jackson, 61 overall. He looked good. We saw Ty Davis-Price for 2 carries and 4 yards. Danny Gray looked really good. T-Rock. Sam Womack looked really good in the first half. They had 9 selections this year.
Yeah, and Spencer Burford played the whole first half at right guard, and he's in the mix competing with Daniel Brunskill to be the starter there. You got to love it. I mean, Drake Jackson put his skill sets on display. You could see him. Hopefully he's going to be all right with what looked like either a shoulder or a neck injury. Hopefully he's going to be okay. And then you talk about Womack and what he was able to do. You know, John Lynch was telling me last week, he said Herm Edwards, John the GM said Herm Edwards used to tell him when they were playing in Tampa, and Herm was coaching, he said, you put your best player at nickel. That's what you do. And Rondé Barber made what I think is a Hall of Fame career in there. Now, things have changed a little bit, but that just kind of illustrates how important that position is.
Gabe Burkich kicking off for Mason Crosby, who's on the pup list with a knee injury. Jermichael Hasty. Don't sleep on Jermichael with a good return out across the 35-yard line.
Because when you look at it, when talking about Womack, if you look at that position, you can't really take a guy out of the game because he's so close to the line of scrimmage. Can be a blitzer, clearly a run defender, and covering those quick slot receivers. And then you got to be smart to be able to diagnose all the run pass reads that you got to deal with in there.
We pause here as a Packer is down on kick coverage for Rich Bisaccia, who takes over as the new special teams coordinator. Nate Sudfeld will continue at quarterback for the 49ers. Injuries is such a big part, even in training camp, Tim, and they don't do double days anymore. They really worry and gauge everything. They're not trying to keep the athletes healthy, and you see guys get hurt all the time. We're concerned about Drake Jackson and that shoulder injury.
And look, I mean, the biggest challenge of preseason and the biggest ambition is to get through healthy. And that rarely happens. And when you consider what the rules are now, Pop, around the league, that you can only have, 3 padded practices in a row and then 4 days and you got to have a day off. And you come to your first game in the 49ers, and there's no teams that even had 10 full padded practices yet.
And this is Ray Wilborn, the linebacker. The issue, he's on the sideline, but he's on the 49ers sideline, so they have to get him across the entire 53 1/3 width of the field. Here he is tagging Jamichael from behind, and then he gets hit.
It's trapped there under Hokett.
Is it an ankle injury? And he's limping off the field. So he is up, and he's traversing his way across the entire width of the field as Nate Sudfeld. And now he's able to jog off the field, which is a good sign.
And that's why when you think of, the Packers had 21 guys out of this game, didn't even get a uniform. The 49ers probably close to 25 guys that didn't get a uniform. Why? Because you don't want to risk injury when you've had less than 10 padded practices.
And frankly, the better work is going to be next week when they go to Eagan, Minnesota, the home of the Vikings, to have joint practices with them next Wednesday and Thursday before the 49ers play them in Minneapolis next week. Nice play action pace, fake by Sudfeld, but a roll to his right. Check it down to the fullback, Hokett. Good work by Nate Sudfeld. We saw him step up away from traffic earlier in the game. Nice play action fake there, and then the movement to the right.
Yeah, and you can see it, and he's every bit of 6'6", but he's still got enough nimbleness in his feet that he can do things like that. Good vision, feeling the pressure coming off to the right, skip out the side door, unload it for a completion.
Nate Sudfeld went to Indiana University, drafted by the Washington football team in round 6 of 2016. 1 year there, and 4 years in Philadelphia. And now his second year with the 49ers, was inactive all last year. Did get up at the end of the year when Trey made the start against Houston, January the 2nd. There's a toss to Ty Davis-Price. Not a whole lot there.
Can this, and that means it switched the, I think they switched the strength ball and ended up running it to the left. Couldn't get the block out there to get Davis-Price free. Tried to cut up inside.
3rd down and 6 for Nate Sudfeld.
Hokett couldn't get the edge for him.
49ers 3 of 6 on 3rd down. Green Bay 4 of 10. Could empty the backfield. And is caught by Keyshawn Johnson, but he's shy of the yard to gain, and the 49ers will bring in Wisnowski and punt the ball.
You're going to throw it in front of the sticks. Hopefully you got some space for your Keyshawn Johnson to make a move past the line to gain. No chance with 3 Packer defenders sitting right there.
So Mitch Wisnowski, again, he's going to handle only. He'll be obviously a holder for all the placements, but he's not going to kick off this year. And a bit of a down year last year. Did not get touched this time, and a fair catch is called for by the Packers here after a 48-yard punt by Mitch Wisnowski. And it was Ishmael Hyman on the fair catch for Green Bay. They'll be getting inside their 10-yard line when we come back with the 49ers up 20-14. Well, last time we saw the Green Bay Packers' biggest block in the history of the 49ers, Jordan Willis.
Pick it up, Bufunga.
He's got it. And the scoop and the score. That was a huge play to tie the game. I think this is the biggest play of the game. The 3rd and 7. Handoff to Deebo Samuel. Gets you into field goal range. 45-yarder from Robbie Gould. It's good!
21 of 21 for Robbie Gould in the postseason. I think that's pretty good.
Not bad. And Kyle Shanahan, when he called up that play, was a 3rd down and 7. Inside handoff to Deebo Samuel. The Green Bay Packers have made a quarterback change. Now Danny Etling is in to play quarterback. B.J. Baylor is the running back in.
And that play Debo made. They're not hard to think that the game's going to be won without that play, right?
No.
And it's not about the horsepower as much. I mean, he's got all of that, but the willpower that he plays with is unmatched.
I'm going to call that run to him on 3rd down and 7. Etling throws a short one there, and it's caught by the wide receiver Hyman. So Danny Etling is in. Jordan Love ran the Packers the entire first half. Etling, first-year quarterback out of LSU, where he made 23 starts. Good numbers there, 27 touchdowns versus just 7 INTs. Drafted by New England in round 7 of 2018.
He's athletic. I know
Practice
that.
squad. They wanted to convert him to wide receiver in New England in 2019, Tim. Older player at age 28. Maybe a practice squad guy behind Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. It's a 3rd down and 2. There's a blitz. Lob over the top. Baylor's got it. Beautiful ball. And Baylor's got to be run down from behind. Diamador Lenore will save the touchdown. What a pass by Danny Etling there to B.J. Baylor.
Could you lead him any better with an all-out blitz in your face?
And that looked like Aaron Rodgers' touch, didn't it? 68-yard catch and run.
Here it comes. Everything but the kitchen sink, and they got Alex Barrett, a defensive lineman, in coverage.
And a zone blitz.
That's the absolute perfect play against that defense.
Barrett's going to jog off the field. That is the 5th explosive play the Packers have had. Baylor stays in the game after that to take the wide run. Diamador Lenore had force on that side, shoves it back inside where Kerry Hyder Jr. makes the tackle. Now that 3rd and 7 run by Deebo Samuel. You don't want to give the ball back to Aaron Rodgers, and by doing that, you could take the ball all the way down to 0. They ran one more run to Kyle Juszczyk to get it a couple of yards closer for Robbie to make the 45-yard field goal. Another Packer is down. And it's Sean Ryan who was down, rookie round 3 right guard from UCLA. So Green Bay will be inside the red zone when we come back. 49ers have the lead for now, but Green Bay on the 49ers 11-yard line. Recent years, Tim, once in 2018, George Kittle went to Lambeau and lost a Monday night game. We saw him twice in 2019, including the NFC title game here. Saw him in 2020 in the COVID year. Last year in the home opener we saw him, and of course that divisional playoff game. There's Baylor on the inside handoff. Will set up a 3rd down and 1.
Great games against the Cowboys in the postseason.
Without
New York
doubt.
Giants.
That's what was so great about last year. You beat the Rams the last game of the year to get in, and you play the Cowboys in Dallas and beat them, and then go to Lambeau and play the Packers and beat them. So those have got to be the top 2. The question would be, what's the 3rd team the 49ers have faced the most in the playoffs? 3rd down and 1. 49ers up 20-14, but Green Bay poised to take the lead. Play action. Etling will get out wide right. He's a good athlete. 49ers have him surrounded. We got Dante Johnson in the air, but Kerry Hyder Jr. was chasing him aggressively.
Well, he had nowhere to throw because guess who? Sammy Womack locked in coverage right here. Look at 26. Etling's waiting for it to clear. Good job there by Dante Johnson. I couldn't see the 2 in front of it, but Sammy Womack was all over that, not letting that crosser come from the other side of the field.
Etling wind up taking a sack there when he could have thrown the ball out of bounds. It cost him 3 yards. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Kerry Hyder Jr. again, Kimdichie, and he's going to go out of bounds again, trying to dive for the 1st down. He had to get right on the 5-yard line. He got it. There's the athleticism of Etling to convert on 4th down, it would appear.
I love the physical play. Dante Johnson. Etling is out of the pocket. He wants to go to the corner, and Dante Johnson's all over the receiver right here past the pylon.
He stayed in bounds, and he crossed the 5-yard line. There's a flag down on the play. It's against Green Bay, apparently. Here's Clay Martin, our referee.
Offside. Offense number 20.
Offsides, Green Bay.
5-yard penalty.
They line up offsides on
4th
offense.
down.
And now they're going to bring in the field goal unit, so that'll cost the Packers A chance at a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Boy, has he done a great job as the head coach of the Packers. 13-3, 13-3, 13-4 for Matt LaFleur in their 3 years.
His head's got to be in the waistband to the center, the vertical waistband. And it is not.
So here's Gabe Burkich out of Oklahoma. Again, Mason Crosby, the all-time leading scorer in Packer history, is on pup with a knee injury, but he'll be back for their opener against the Minnesota Vikings. And Burkich not only missed the uprights, he missed the net behind the uprights. Wow. Nice catch by Jerry Rice in the crowd. So the 49ers keep the lead. Let's all say it together. Just a little wide left there by Burkich. Mason Crosby, where are you? Why didn't he kick in the home opener last year? In 1990, and then when Jim Harbaugh was the coach, they had the NFC title game here against the Giants, lost in overtime. The other New York football team, the New York Jets, have suffered a knee injury with their young quarterback, Zach Wilson.
Oh,
he limped into the locker room with a knee, and it looked like a non-contact. Could be a bad injury. Keep in mind, Robert Saleh is their head coach. Mike LaFleur, Matt's brother, is their offensive coordinator, so they know Jimmy Garoppolo well. We do have to say hello to Jimmy if he's watching the game tonight. What a pro he has been in every regard, and the way he's handled this very interesting offseason, Tim. You got to give Jimmy a lot of credit.
I do give him a lot of credit. I don't think it'd be going this smooth if he was a different guy, and I also give the organization a lot of credit. It's a tough business decision, no question.
Malik Turner with a catch on the outcut there from Nate Sudfeld. So who knows? You get an injury in a preseason game involving a starting quarterback. Maybe the Jets will try to trade for Jimmy.
And that's why you protect yourself by, and who knows exactly how this whole thing's gonna play out, but that's why you protect yourself if you're the organization, and you keep the communication straight with everybody. And now who knows? Maybe you got an opportunity to move Jimmy Garoppolo for a draft pick.
Joe Douglas is the Jets general manager. Ty Davis Price looking for a goal line short yardage runner. We know Jeff Wilson Jr. can do it. Ty Davis Price just dropped his shoulder pads there and popped him.
And good vision, just blip out to the left. And did you see how as he crossed the line of scrimmage, those shoulders were squared up? No glancing blows are going to knock him backwards as long as he keeps those shoulders square going through the line of scrimmage.
Not only a big guy at 219 pounds, but he ran a sub 4.5, a 4.48 40 at his pro day at LSU. We'll run him again. Ty Davis Price, cutback run, beautifully done. That is a classic 49er outside zone with a one cut, and he took it back across the field. Good gain there of 10 yards.
Yeah, good blocking on the backside, but you're just not going to tackle a guy this size with an arm tackle. Reaching out like that, no way. Just look at the vision on the inside zone cutback. Everybody overplaying it.
That's the way they teach it here. One cut downhill. 49ers have a new running back coach in Anthony Lynn, the former head coach of the Chargers and a Super Bowl champion in Denver with Mike Shanahan as a player. Also played here. Going to miss Bobby Turner this year, but Anthony Lynn is a quality coach. Now Ty Davis Price getting some handoffs here, Tim. Again, LSU round 3 pick, number 93 overall this year. 278 yards against the Florida defense, and last year rushed for over 1,000 yards. Did it in 12 games.
And if Bobby Turner were here and Bobby's just taking a little sabbatical, you never want to say that Coach Turner retired, no matter how old he is. I don't think he wants to hear that, but he would tell those guys, take every bit of grass in front of you.
False start. Offense number 50. 5-yard penalty, second down.
If you see 2 yards of green grass in the hole, hit the 2 yards of green grass. Take every bit of it and squeeze it all out. So many guys come into this league, and I think Trey Sermon was a perfect example of it last year, is they want to come in and they see that hole close and they want to bounce, think they can get around the corner and outrun everybody. That does not happen in this league.
So it's 2nd down and 15. Ty Davis Price will take a play off, and it's Jermichael Hasty back in. Takes the inside handoff, and he explodes out to midfield. Where she got Trey Sermon. They drafted Ty Davis Price. We mentioned Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson Jr. But Jermichael Hasty just continues to impress.
Love him. A 5'9" muscle. He is just plays with that low center of gravity. Some good blocking up front. Mills was able to get a kick out. Good block by Jason Poe. I like Jason Poe. Mercer, college free agent. He's wearing number 62. He's playing right guard, and he is 6'1", 305 pounds.
Wow.
Short, quick, and thick.
Wow, he is an interesting guy and someone that Trent Williams took under his wing. A little roll here by Sudfeld. Lobs it up, and it's not able to be caught there by Mack. Austin Mack.
Throw.
Good play by Nate Sudfeld, who was showing a lot of mobility on these rolls, Tim, and accuracy off the movement.
Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of foot speed, and he's done a good job of just – this one's obviously by design. You fake that inside zone roll out. He looks down low to Fumagalli, and then up over the top. Austin Mack probably should have caught that. Good throw from Sudfeld.
That's the classic outside zone of the boot game off of when you have 3 layers of eligible wide receivers. They get the second receiver there, and Mack couldn't bring it in. Now, Sudfeld has played well. Here's Mitch Wisnowski to punt. 49ers still up 20-14. He'll try to drop this inside the 20-yard line. Hyman down to return for Green Bay. Mason, the running back, and Fumagalli will be there to down it inside the 20-yard line. So 4:15 to play. Third quarter. Things have calmed down a little bit here in the third quarter after the explosive first half, and the 49ers lead 20-14.
All right, alongside is Trent Williams, and I had to get on the step stool for this one. Hey, you know what I noticed about you? When these linemen came out and they were sitting on the bench, you went over right away and just pointed out certain things you saw. That's coaching, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You know, I'm just using my veteran leadership experience just to give, little tips here and there coming out the field. I think that's the biggest key to it.
Veteran leadership. I don't want to embarrass you, man, but Dre Greenlaw, he called you the best player in the NFL, period.
I appreciate it. I ain't gonna, if that's what he think, and that's the truth. But I'll let them say that.
So we're watching points being put on the board, Trent. I know that you were looking at interior play. What did you make of what you saw?
I think obviously it's the first game. It's gonna be mistakes made here and there, but for the most part, man, the team looked good. They're flying around. They're making plays. This is 49er football. It's exactly what we want it to look like.
And last one for me is the obvious question. What'd you think of Trey Lance?
I mean, we know, yeah. That's what we grown to expect from him, huh? Big plays, especially in the preseason. So
as advertised.
Yeah, as advertised. Hope we carry that to the regular season.
Hey, thanks for a few minutes, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Greg, Tim.
Yeah, I'd say he's the best player in the NFL. First team All-Pro for the first time in his career last year, which is shocking that he didn't get it before. The Madden people, when they came out with a video game, gave him the highest honor. He got a 99 rating. They don't go to 100. What a player.
He really is. And he's just such a good person in terms of his leadership, and all these guys bounce stuff off of him. He has been great for Nick Bosa, and conversely, Bosa's been good for him. He's just an absolute technician that's loaded with ability, and more than anybody else has got for the most part.
George Odom going to be a score special teamer for the 49ers, makes the tackle.
And when you think of Trent Williams, I mean, we all know about the size and how he mauls people, and how strong he is and his mentality, but it's his athleticism that really, I think, sets him apart. The ability to get out there on pulls and hunt up 195-pound corners and stay with them. And I think a big part of it, when you watch his game, is he manages fighters, like boxers and fighters, and has even done a lot of boxing himself. And he uses his hands like when people are rushing him, he's parrying their hands off of him like a boxer would when you're throwing punches at him. And he has transitioned that into his football game.
First to the punch.
Incredible.
That's something Bill Walsh talked about, a lot of boxing analogies. Talking to Eric Armstead there. This is a franchise that went from Joe Montana to Steve Young. To go from Joe Staley at left tackle, a future Hall of Famer, to Trent Williams at left tackle, Tim, is just amazing. And we knew he was a great player before he got here. The tape shows that. It's been a pleasure knowing him the last couple of years and realizing what a great person and teammate he is.
That's what I didn't know about him. I got a chance to meet him when he was a rookie, covering him with the Washington, now Commanders. And remember, he had to sit out a year.
Yes.
With his illness and his health situation, and then came here, and it was a little rusty at first, but not physically, just on. It's confusing up there. Who to block, when to block him, where to block him. As soon as he figured it out, it was over.
And he also got to figure out how to run in this running game, and we'll keep an eye on Todd Davis-Price. That was more of a straight-ahead downhill run. One thing he's got to realize on the outside zone, Tim, whether to keep it play side or cut it backside.
Well, the read's going to tell him that, but more importantly, as I was saying earlier, and I'm sure Anthony Lynn, they all coach it the same way, and Coach Turner stressed it more than anybody, is taking that grass that's in front of you, which means north and south, squeeze everything you can out without going sideways and in fear of losing
false start.
Jason Poe,
offense number 62.
We were just talking about false start there. He pulled out
5-yard
early.
penalty, second down.
You know, it's another guy. Trent Williams has taken Spencer Burford under his wing. He's also taken Jason Poe literally on his wings, on his private airplane to fly him back here for OTAs in the offseason. And Jason Poe is quite a story. We talked about Spencer Burford earlier, but this guy is a rookie free agent from Mercer, who Trent said he just sees that he's a great player. Explosive, good hands, low. I mean, being 6'1" could be helpful in the interior line.
Yeah,
low
and
man
can
wins.
move and has good balance and can run. So he gets
Sudfeld
defensive line to run it.
Sudfeld dropped the ball but was able to retain it here. And the 49ers in the second half have turned the ball over a little bit. Ray McLeod with a catch fumble.
Oh,
bad snap here from center.
Sutherland.
It's a 9-yard loss. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 17. Let's keep an eye on Poe playing in the interior line.
He started his college career as a running back. So that just tells you, that talks about the foot speed that he's got now at 305 pounds. He can still move.
Lenore Ryan is where he started before Mercer, and then Nate trying to spin away there will go down as he gets sacked after the bad snap on 2nd down. He goes down on 3rd down. Flag is down on the play, so hold on here. A flag is down in the deep Green Bay secondary. See if this nullifies the sack. A lot of conferences with Clay Martin's crew tonight. They want to get it straight before he goes on the microphone.
There's no foul on the play for illegal contact. It's 4th down.
Pressure's coming off the left side of your screen.
Sutherland got beat inside.
And that initially started it. And he's trying to peel out. Just gets tripped up if he's trying to spill out the side.
So Mitch Wisnowski into punt from the 49ers from the 10-yard line. So we'll try to boom this one here. Hyman with room to go does not call for a fair catch. And he crosses the 30-yard line. Green Bay will come from their 32-yard line here as we tick off the final seconds. 54-yard punt by Wisnowski, 6-yard return, final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Wide receiver Tabe Martin has been very impressive as a wide receiver, rookie free agent from Oklahoma State on the tackle. We are going to visit with Al Guido as we do every preseason in the 4th quarter. We got a very interesting home schedule. It's the only preseason game we're going to play at home. 2 on the road, obviously, in Minnesota next week and then in Houston. But we have 9 home games this year, T-Rob.
Yep, with the 17, so you get the extra one and less traveling than the last couple of years, which I think is going to be.
Set an NFL record for road trips last year.
I know.
What do we have, 12 road games, including the 3 of the playoffs? That's never been done in the history of the NFL. The home schedule, we'll get into it with Al. 49ers play the AFC West this year, which is loaded.
Nasty.
And the NFC South. So, outside of the division, Kansas City will come in here in October. The Chargers and Justin Herbert in November. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers will come in here in December. Wow, what a great home schedule. And they got to go to Denver to play Russell Wilson in week 3.
I don't know about you, and I've always been a fan of Russell Wilson, but man, am I glad he's out of the NFC West.
Yeah, but I thought we wouldn't have to see him ever. You still got to play him in week 3.
At least it's not twice a year.
The home openers against his former team, Seattle, and then we go to Denver to see him. So Al Guido, the president of the 49ers, will drop by, get you ready for the schedule. Nate Sudfeld and Trey Lance TD passes, and the 49ers lead after 3 quarters. Well, that was last weekend, number 97. The great Bryant Young, maybe the most underrated and underappreciated 49er of all time, with Eddie DeBartolo there to unveil the bust. At last was canonized and became a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And his speech, T-Rock, made me cry.
It. Yeah, me too.
They're both dads, and he talked about losing his son, Kobe. He had his daughter there along with Eddie D to present him. It was really difficult. Green Bay getting some yardage here on the first play of the 4th quarter. That is Dexter Williams, a former Packer from a few years ago. They just brought in Hawkins, the safety, able to make the tackle. Tyler Hawkins after a good run by Dexter Williams of 28 yards.
And that's the thing about Bryant Young, is obviously a great player, an even better person. And I think we both could do that, obviously. Say that about BY. I remember when he had that catastrophic injury with his lower leg, and I happened to be in the hospital at Stanford visiting somebody when he was in there. I'm like, oh no, I have got to go see him for a while and try to lift his spirits.
Amari Rogers on the end around here. Well, that was a Monday night football game, and that was the dreaded fib-tib. He broke his fibula and his tibia. And then he came back and played probably the best football of his career after that.
And back then, guys were coming back from him, but it wasn't that common from that type of a catastrophic injury, especially at that position.
Took him a long time to get in the Hall of Fame the way it did John Lynch, but doesn't matter how long he got there eventually. 2nd down and 6, quick throw out right to Morey for Green Bay. Torre, I should say, the rookie round 7 draft pick out of Nebraska.
And Curtis Robinson has got to be quicker to see this so he can get on his horse and get out there and be in better position to make a tackle. And Curtis Robinson's he's got a great chance to make this team as a backup linebacker and a special team player. And I think when you look at Daniel Snyder and the special teams scheme that he brought in here, a lot has changed, and I think it's going to fit the skill sets of Curtis Robinson very well.
Yeah, he's a former Stanford Cardinal. John Lynch likes his Stanford players.
Look at Dante Johnson.
Wow. 4th quarter of a preseason game. Jimmy Ward technically has been here the longest as far as tenure, but Dante Johnson's been around here forever. And whatever role you put him in, is he playing safety right now?
No, he's playing nickel corner, and that's what you call run support coming off the edge for Dante Johnson. He may be at safety and
he's
just
safety
slid up
too.
in there.
He's playing safety
Or
right
they
now.
rotated, inverted he with Quantrez Knight, but he came off the edge on a blitz.
Yeah, he can do anything. Play outside corner. He's jumped to the nickel and played really well, and they're giving him more snaps at safety. Quick throw out left to Amari Rogers down the sideline. Hawkins trying to save the touchdown. He'll dive for the pylon there, and Green Bay has tied the game at 20. Nicely done by the embattled second-year receiver and kick returner Amari Rogers, 22 yards for a score.
And a good quick throw, and it looked like Dante Johnson was going to make that play coming from the free safety position and just took the wrong angle, getting behind Amari Rogers. Here's the quick throw, and now you're going to see 27 come flying into your screen. Little okey-doke for Amari Rogers, and then leaps to the pylon.
Well, he's lost weight since last year.
Ooh, is that heel out? Is that side of his foot out?
Subject to review. Since he did score, this is an automatic challenge. He only had 4 catches all of last year for 45 yards, and they thought he'd be a dynamic kick and punt returner. There were times they had to take him off returns last year. And he's played well tonight. Did he stay in bounds and get that pylon before Hawkins was able to get him out of bounds? This has gone back to New York for a review before they kick the extra point. Let's take one more look and see if he steps out, T-Rock.
The side of his left foot.
Ooh.
Boy, that is so hard.
They have confirmed the touchdown.
Yeah.
So the original call was touchdown.
Not enough.
Let's see if Burkett can make this extra point. he can get it on the net. This one's right down the middle, as Bing Crosby would sing. 21-20, the Green Bay Packers have taken the lead. This reminds me of the home opener last year. Maybe Robbie Gould can beat him at the gun. To start the last quarter of preseason football, we're going to have at Levi's just one home preseason game, 2 on the road, Minnesota next week, and then Houston. That means the 49ers have 9 home regular season games. The president of the 49ers, Al Guido, is here. Good to see you, sir. Great home schedule this year.
Yeah, fantastic home schedule. It's good to see both of you guys. I know I've seen you out of training camp practices, but it's great to be here, great to be in front of the faithful. Great to get that good start, right?
Yeah.
Out of the gates here, but you're right. Great home schedule. A lot of teams coming here that we've seen, some that we haven't seen. The good Tom Brady coming here. You know, Mike McDaniel, obviously our former offensive assistant. So we got a great schedule this season.
Yeah, Miami late in the year. JaMychal Hasty with a kickoff return. We're going to see Brock Purdy play quarterback for the 49ers here after Trey Lance looked good and Nate Sudfeld obviously played well. And the numbers at Iowa State, T-Rock, for Purdy, really impressive.
Oh, no, he's a player now. And it's run and pass and the ability to read the coverage and deliver the ball on time. It's all fun to watch, and it's been good in practice. One thing, Al, I've really enjoyed about practice is having all the fans back out there. I know they've enjoyed it, and the players love it.
It's been great, Tim. I mean, obviously we went through that COVID, and then to have last year be a normal year, and to not only have it be a normal year, but to go as far as deep into the playoffs. I know we came up short, but you've seen that energy that we ended the season with kind of come into this training camp. We've had over 2,000 people in the backyard there, and it's been awesome between the fans to the alumni, seeing on Dwight Clark Day all the alumni guys out there. It's been really, really a special offseason. It's good to, like I said, it's good to get back out here in front of our fans. We haven't had a stadium opening training camp day, so this is kind of the first day, frankly the only day, that they'll see the 49ers in Levi Stadium until we come back here for the home opener.
And usually the 87 practice is in the stadium, but 2 weeks ago tonight, the Red Hot Chili Peppers played here. I'm amazed at the condition of the playing field tonight. It looks great.
Papa, we talked about this earlier. Matty Griner's the best in the business, in my opinion. I know there's been a lot of conversation about our field in the first year, but we'll way past that. Matt does a hell of a job here. You know, we put obviously events here, but I think from our players' perspective, the health and safety, having a grass surface, you guys cover our team, you cover the NFL, you know what artificial surfaces look like, the injuries that happen. So the commitment of our ownership team, the work effort, ethic that Matt and his team put in. This is a world-class facility, world-class football field that these guys are playing on.
I would argue that it's the best outdoor grass field in all of pro football.
I totally agree. And you know what? It's good to have these events come back here. We all know that we're here for the hero feature, which is the San Francisco 49ers, but to be able to bring concerts, to be able to bring the future World Cup. Oh, look at this. Good play.
It's Tanner Hudson with a catch on the throw by Brock Purdy. A flag also down likely against the Packers, T-Rock, in the secondary. I know how much you like Purdy. Decisively gets the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, first one he threw a little bit late, almost intercepted. That one off his back foot.
Defense, number 57. Penalties decline.
And finds Tanner Hudson in the middle of the field. Yeah, Hudson just wiggling around the linebacker that sniffs up on the teaser route. And Purdy was able to hold it long enough that it cleared through. That one off his back foot, too, and still was able to hit his target.
Tanner Hudson has great hands, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. You mentioned Tom Brady and the Bucs will be here later in the year, Al, but 9 home games this year. Kansas City will be in. New Orleans comes in. You mentioned Miami. How about the LA Chargers coming in? What a great home schedule this year.
Fantastic home schedule. And look, we got to get off to a faster start here at home than we did last year. The fans were great all season long, but to win those last couple home games and then to go on the road. You know, you and I talked a little bit earlier on KMBR about, the Mexico City trip and making that a home game against the Arizona Cardinals. It was a division opponent. We talk about faithful to the Bay. We see 70,000 fans here and throughout the season, but I'll tell you, you guys saw it last year on the road, what that meant to have, frankly, home games. I mean, when Matthew Stafford's, sitting behind center and he's talking about going to a silent count, like, We need that again in LA. We need it in Las Vegas. We need it in Denver. We need it in Mexico. I mean, we need it all the places we go. This is a tough schedule this year. There's no question about it. I feel really good about our team, but I'll tell you, our fans are fantastic. Let's bring that same energy into this season.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be ready to roll and going to need to roll when you talk about the quarterbacks that are coming in here to play, and you've mentioned the great ones, and crowd noise is of course, the great equalizer. 9th year in the stadium, and we've been here for all of them. Some of the things that are going to be refreshed or new in your mind.
You know, I'm really excited. I mean, it's crazy that we're heading into this 9th season. Good run by JaMychal here. You know, it's crazy to me that we're heading into.
You just can't help yourself but talk ball.
Can't,
Look at
man.
you. You love it.
I love it. I love it. Look, I want to win this game.
I know you do.
You know, when these guys put these pads on, we want to win this game. This means a lot to all these guys out there. But I'll tell you, 9 seasons in this building, it's kind of crazy to think about. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of stuff that's new in the building that you'll come see. Our game day satisfaction scores were up 15% year over year last year, but I feel like we're never there, right? We're always striving for perfect. We may never find it, but we're working our tails off to get there for our fan base. And obviously the guys on the field are doing their job. Great ball.
Oh, nicely done by Brock Purdy. Rolled right into the end on that side. Got away from him and hit Mac T-Rock.
And he's got plenty of arm strength. He reminds me in terms of how he processes everything like Nick Mullins. Like, you know, he sees it. He's like a coach on the field, but I think he's got more arm talent than Nick had.
Athleticism, too, to avoid the rush.
Absolutely, definitely more athleticism. And that's taken nothing away from Nick, who obviously played some big games here, but be able to throw off your back foot to that spot over on the other sideline is pretty impressive.
At Iowa State, they ran a lot of design quarterback runs for him. He had some good rushing totals there. Was a 4-year starter. There's Ty Davis-Price. Nicely done. The rookie class looks good, Mr. Guido. You mentioned going to Mexico City. Boy, well, what a weekend for 49er fans to go there. The World Cup is going to be going on at the same time. So how do 49er fans attend that game?
Well, we're going to put tickets on sale here the 18th of August. So go to 49ers.com. I'll tell you, it's going to be a small amount of tickets. So most of it will go to our season ticket members. But, you know, there's a tremendous secondary market. There'll be tickets on Ticketmaster or StubHub or whatever channel you go to. And that's great about today's NFL. You can walk into any venue, you can walk into any city, you can open up your phone and you can buy tickets. So for us, I know both teams are red. So the only way we're going to know whether or not we have a home field advantage is the minute that Kyler Murray steps back in that shotgun formation and he's got to step his foot to the ground or clap a little bit because his center can't hear him. And I really feel as that gives our team an advantage. I mean, we saw it last year. I mean, to go to Green Bay, you know, there's a lot of talk about Bay Area fans and 49ers. We were there, guys. That was not an easy environment to play in with that weather. So when you look up on our sideline and you see our guys come out for warm-ups and they turn around to a bunch of red behind them, you feel it. You see what their reaction is. So bring that energy both here and on the road all year.
2nd down, 5. 49ers looking to take the lead back. Fumagalli goes in motion. Purdy going to roll to his right. Will he run it in? Looked like Joe Montana looking for Dwight Clark there for a second.
No, he was really throwing it away.
Well, Clark would have caught it anyway. Speaking of the World Cup, when we go to Mexico City, that's going to be going on right at that time. The World Cup, you don't have to go to Mexico City to see the World Cup because it's coming here in 2026.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the docket. Tim was asking about stadium refreshes, and I'll tell you, the York family does a great job putting dollars into this facility to keep it up, to keep it refreshed. We're constantly thinking about what we can do. So yeah, we're excited that we landed the 2026 World Cup. I have not been quiet. I know the NFL maybe give me a hard time or two, but I have not been quiet about our efforts to land Super Bowl 60 or 61. And you know, our fans deserve it. Bay Area's been great. Get in there. Yeah,
he got it.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Tanner Hudson with the touchdown. Brock Purdy puts the 49ers on top.
How about that guy just buying time, surveying the field? It's an empty set. There's 5 out versus zone coverage. He's got to get away from a little bit of pressure. He's able to slip out to the side, and Tanner Hudson looks left, pumps. No, I think I'm going to go out to the right to the corner of the pylon. Touchdown, past the end zone, past the goal line.
Wasn't quite sprint right option, but pretty close there. They're going to go for 2 here. It's 26-21, so you want to make it a 7-point game. So let's see what he does on the 2-point conversion. Taking charge of this football team. This guy, T-Rock, played a lot of winning football at Iowa State. He won 30 games there in 43 starts.
Well, he was Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Arizona, and I think he could have went to Alabama. At least that's what I read. Chose Iowa State and blew it up.
Goes under center on the two-point conversion here. Short drop, back shoulder. It is caught for the two-point conversion by Keyshawn Johnson.
That's QB polish. He read the corner, stacked on Keyshawn Johnson, and just fired that right behind his head over his ear hole.
Quarterbacks have played well tonight, boss. Wow. Trey Lance, Nate Sudfeld, and now Mr. Relevant, we're going to call him, right?
Yeah, and I love the going for two there. Love it.
Thank you, Mr. Guido. Let's have a great year this year.
Thank you, guys.
Al Guido, 49ers president. '49ers, each quarterback has thrown a touchdown. Brian Griese is really happy on the sideline. Trey Lance threw one, Nate Sudfeld threw one, Brock Purdy threw a touchdown, then maybe a better ball on the two-point conversion to Keyshawn Johnson. I say just throw him the damn ball, T-Rock. Not the same
name, different guy.
Not the same guy. But Brock Purdy, and he was under center, so it was a short drop here under center. Look at the back shoulder ball for the two-pointer.
This, Pop, is a Purdy throw. And he just sees the back of the helmet of 43 and just says, I'm going to zip it right over it. And Keyshawn Johnson goes up and captures the football. You have no chance unless you're able to rip that pocket apart and get that ball down. And Purdy saw it and delivered the mail.
So the 49ers are going to Minnesota. They're going to leave on Monday, practice with the Vikings Wednesday, Thursday. The plan from Kyle Shanahan, because Trey's going to get so much work in the joint practices, to not play him next week in Minneapolis. Etling going to get out to his right here, being chased there by Toure. So for that reason, next week's game, assuming Trey does not play, we're going to see a lot of Nate Sudfeld and Brock Purdy.
Yep, and we'll see how that, I would think, I mean, there's still so much to go in terms of trying to get the final roster. Look at Debo. Look how cool Debo Samuel is looking.
Oh, wow.
And there's Ayuk. They know where to stand, right by the head coach. But, you know, there's a lot of work left to be done. But I would think Sudfeld's the 2 and Purdy's the 3. But do you keep 3 quarterbacks?
Most teams don't. 2 in a practice squad. Etling on the pull option read with a blocker out in front. And this guy is athletic. When Belichick had him in New England, he had 1 year on the practice squad. In 2019, he wanted to make him a wide receiver. 14-yard run there by number 19.
Well, and he's good for this scheme, obviously, with the zone reads and all the quarterback movement plays out on the edge.
So he's hoping to be on their practice squad. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers will be the starter. And behind him, Matt LaFleur will have Jordan Love. 49ers up 28-21. And each of the quarterbacks has thrown a touchdown pass and played well. They have 3 takeaways on defense. Samuel Womack III, I think Tim is going to get the headlines with his 2-interception night tonight.
And he also with some real tight coverage down in the end zone on one of the attempts from the Packers. He's just really instinctive, Sammy Womack. And he reminds me a little bit of DJ Reed. Remember DJ Reed that was here and went up to Seattle and played well for him? I mean, just a 5'9" guy with arm length of a 6'2" or a 6'3" guy.
Yeah, that's the perfect body build, is to have a guy who's a little shorter but has the long arms, so he has the short area quickness.
Correct.
But then he has a wingspan of 75.5. His arms are 32 inches long. He plays like a bigger guy. Going to keep everybody healthy here. The one injury concern we have is Drake Jackson looked like he injured that right shoulder in the first half. Good night for the 49er rookies, to be sure. Danny Gray has played really well. And Samuel Womack III also really well, and Brock Purdy.
Dante Johnson, who was nicked up on the play, is up and in the blue tent now. But here he is as he's converging in, head across, making the tackle. And as he's going down, wrapped up with a ball carrier, like a leg to the leg to the helmet there. I don't know what happened, but it looked like something in his core area, rib area, as he was clutching at his midsection as he was walking off the field.
Packers convert on 3rd down and 1 with the inside handoff to B.J. Baylor, the rookie free agent out of Oregon State, where he rushed for over 1,300 yards last year and scored 13 touchdowns. Dante Johnson, part of that 2014 draft class with Jimmy Ward. He did leave and come back. So Jimmy's technically the longest tenured 49er, but Dante Johnson's played a lot of good snaps
and
here.
has been instrumental and in big moments for this team.
Edling on the half roll to his right. Doesn't like anything there. Amari Rogers was in that flat. A flag is down.
Probably illegal contact again outside the pocket or defensive holding. And that's an area that's got to get cleaned up, is the pass interference calls.
Oh, last
the
year
illegal
was
contacts
a
in the defensive, in big spots. D'Amico Ryans, they had with it 21 last year, led the league. I think this team's going to be so much better.
There's no foul on the play for illegal contact. It's second down.
I think this team is going to be so much better making plays
40
on the
seconds
ball.
on the play clock, please.
And that's
40
really
seconds.
what was one of the only things that was really missing from D'Amico's defense last year. So what do? You got to fortify the corner position. You go out and you get Charvarius Ward from Kansas City. And I believe their #1 target in free agency, and they were able to capture him, and then Emmanuel Mosley on the other side. And then we'll see about the nickel position.
Now, Charvarius is big time. They paid him.
Big time.
3 years, $42 million. Mooney Man, as he's known. And then the young guys are playing well tonight as well, highlighted by Samuel Womack III. So if Womack wins the nickel spot, your 3 corners would be Mooney Man, Charvarius Ward, E-Man, Emmanuel Mosley, and maybe Samuel Womack III or Darqueze Denard's in that mix.
And it's 70% of the snaps.
Yeah, so you're in the nickel.
Really a starter. Really a starter. It's going to be fun to watch how that battle finishes up here through the preseason.
Green Bay 6 of 14 on 3rd down. Nice tackle there made by Holman. He's played well tonight. And it'll bring up a 4th down. Likely Matt LaFleur will go for it here on a 4th down and short.
That's a good tackle on the quick out route by Kadar Holman. He did give up the touchdown earlier. He was in good position, but probably had his eyes on his man just a little too long and couldn't make the adjustment on the football. That was a good job there by him.
Matt LaFleur, of course, his brother Mike LaFleur was here for many years as the 49ers offensive coordinator. And Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan have worked together in Atlanta. They worked together in Washington. They worked together in Houston. Robert Saleh and Matt LaFleur are best friends.
Boy, I feel bad for Saleh if, in fact, it's going to be a tough injury for their quarterback.
Now, Zach Wilson, the number 2 overall pick in the draft. When Trey Lance went number 3, Zach Wilson went number 2 to the New York Jets, right behind Trevor Lawrence, who went 1 to Jacksonville. Just inches on the chain here. They'll go for it on 4th down. So what do the Jets do? Joe Douglas is their GM. Robert Saleh knows Jimmy Garoppolo well. Mike LaFleur knows him well. Got a lot of people on that team that have 49ers connections.
And you got to wonder, and I mean, you know how I feel about Robert Saleh, but I always question the patience of the New York Jets.
And the New York media.
Right.
And the New York ownership.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Even though he's in his 2nd year, you got to win there. So you go get Garoppolo to save your season.
Play.
They do have Joe Flacco. Of course, Joe
Garoppolo with this scheme, it's plug and play. Let's go.
It's exactly 4th and 1. Green Bay's converted twice. They're going to try to quarterback sneak. And it looked like they got the push there behind Danny Etling to pick it up.
Well, I don't know. I think they were blowing the whistle, and forward progress may have been stopped before he fell past it.
Maybe not. 49ers are saying they got the ball back. Let's see where they spot it. That is Zach Tom on the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers, who was a rookie round 4 at Wake Forest. So the spot of the ball, they didn't get it on that spot.
Kemdichi, Kamoko Ture, Akeem Spence, all of these guys.
Well, he got stood up. And he tried to back in, but he was playing high the whole way.
Low man wins.
Where they spot the ball here, it looks like he's short. This could be a challenge, though. Going to be close. Where's Gene Steratore in the index card? 49ers hold and take over on downs.
Put the
Kamoko challenge
on
that. The Kamoko Dragon. A Toure. Hooray for Toure. Let's see what LaFleur does. Talking to Rich Bisaccia. 49ers are going to take over here on downs. 4:26 to play. Let's see if Brock Purdy can pick up a couple of first downs here. Green Bay has 3 timeouts to use. Hokett slides in motion. Run back the other way. Nice run on first down. Picked up about 9 yards there. And it's Mason who's now in for the 49ers. We've already seen Trey Sermon, Ty Davis-Price, Jermichael Hasty. Now we'll see Jordan Mason, the rookie free agent, back out of Georgia Tech.
A nice hole there for him as Jason Poe is pulling from the right guard spot and just gets a terrific kick out there.
Woo!
It's a power play. Good down block over there by the tight end.
49ers have some interesting young interior linemen. Aaron Banks, Spencer Burford. Poe is he's undersized, but man, he is strong. And he runs well. Flag down on the play as the 49ers picked up the first down on 2nd and 1 for now. Here's Clay Martin, our referee.
Holding. Defense, number 99. 5 yards will be added to the end of the run, automatic. First down.
Jonathan Ford is called for it. Rookie round 7 defensive lineman and nose tackle behind Kenny Clark out of Miami, Florida. Trying to grab Donovan West there. So you know what Kyle Shanahan's thinking here. Just see the back judge throw the flag.
Yep.
Just run the clock out.
Well, it's a great opportunity to take the air out of the football right here in the 4-minute drill.
And that is Kyle football. Green Bay does have all 3 timeouts left. Again, Mason.
And
nice cut there to find
inside
the fullback, but he went bend it back the other way away from the lead block of Hokett. He's looked good in training camp.
He has, and again, it's between the tackles. And he reads it perfectly as Hokett was to the outside, and then he saw the crease open inside, foot in the ground, downhill.
Doesn't look like LaFleur's going to call a timeout. Maybe he will after 2nd down, but it is a preseason game. Green Bay Packers are going to have joint practices coming up this week at Lambeau with the New Orleans Saints before they play them in week 2. Oh, nice cut back there by Mason to pick up the first down. Got congested play side, cut it back to pick up the first down.
Well, and what he's doing and what the running backs do is they're reading that defensive lineman, and is he getting hooked by Poe right there at right guard? And you see Heflin, he's got his shoulder in the outside gap in between the guard and the tackle, which would be the B gap out here. So Mason sees that, boom, right back inside, good backside blocking, caving people down, and is able to squeeze a first down out of it.
Does not look like Matt LaFleur is going to elongate this game. So if that's the case, the 49ers can pretty much kneel the game out. We're going to hit a play here with 4 seconds on the play clock and then hit the 2-minute warning after this running play. Lost the cut there on the Mason cut. So LaFleur, now he will call a timeout. Just before the 2-minute warning, he calls the timeout with 2:06 to play.
Timeout.
Another good block by Jason Poe, double team and working with Donovan West.
Please set the game clock to 2:08.
And again, you can be 6'1" and be effective if you play with a low center of gravity and you're quick. Look at that quickness onto the double team. I mean, that is a cave-out job. Mason doesn't get up in the hole, but a really nice job double team blocking there with Jason Poe and then getting on to the linebacker.
Well, these rookies have played well, and Nate Sudfeld played well, and then Brock Purdy, not just the numbers and what he did in college, and we talked about being a 4-year starter.
I love this.
He had 47 starts in college, Jimmy, Mr. Irrelevant. Last pick of the draft at 262. But they were 30-17 to 47 games. The way he's managing the clock here, taking the play clock right down to 0.
Yeah, he looks
that's
like
winning football.
He looks like an NFL quarterback.
Absolutely. I mean, you play 4 years in football and a 4-year starter in college, you're just more refined than other rookies that come into the NFL.
Yeah, and if he was 6'4", he'd probably have been a first-round pick. But being 6'1.5", of course, everybody's going to question, can he see out of the pocket?
Calls their second time out of the half.
LaFleur called another timeout before the 2-minute warning.
2:05 on the game clock.
And now he's got 1 left, and then he'll get a natural stoppage at the 2-minute warning.
Can he see through those 6'7" trees in front of him? Well, he can. And if he can't, he finds he's got enough wiggle room and enough mobility that he can find an open lane to get himself a throwing lane.
He's already looking at his call sheet, assuming he'll get the ball back. He'll likely get the ball back, but will he be down 2 scores or just 1 score is going to be the question. And a big determining factor on that is his third down play. 49ers are already in field goal range.
This would be huge if they can get this, just to, again, work the bleed drill.
Nice drop by Purdy, going for the end zone. A flag is down. Catchable ball there for Austin Mack. Let it go through his hands. What's the flag for, though?
That's going to be on defense.
And that should be a spot foul, which would give the 49ers an automatic first down if it's on the Packer secondary. Here's Clay Martin.
Pass interference. Defense, number 48. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic. First down.
I think they may have missed this one.
The 2-minute warning.
There was some contact, but no material effect whatsoever. He just had his hand on the low back of Austin Mack. And Mack just flat out drops a perfect football.
49ers will have a first and goal on the 8-yard line.
For the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Clark caught it! Dwight Clark.
It's a madhouse at Candlestick. The catch called by the best that's ever been. We lost the great Vin Scully when the Dodgers were in town to play the Giants recently. And obviously 67 years as the Dodger broadcaster, the greatest baseball announcer ever. But he was a tremendous football announcer, and he called that game, the NFC title game. I'm going to call the same play here, Tim. Sprint right option. No, they're going to kneel the game out.
Call the victory position.
They're going to kneel the game out. Who's going to do the backflip here? You got to get Drake Jackson to do that. Richie
Let
James
that shoulder heal up a little bit.
No, he's got to heal up.
Ayuk can do it.
Brock Purdy really impressive here. So Matt LaFleur obviously is not going to take any more timeouts after the 49ers got the PI call to make it first and goal from the 8-yard line. So an impressive night. Samuel Womack III on defense with the 2 picks, and they have different skill sets, but each of the 3 quarterbacks, Trey Lance, Nate Sudfeld, Brock Purdy, played really well tonight.
Yeah, and I think, credit to those guys, credit to Brian Griese, the quarterback coach and his first year coaching the QBs here, and then the weapons that they're throwing to. And what I really enjoyed about tonight, it was all new faces. And clearly it's got to be a lot of new faces when you got 25 guys sitting.
Yeah.
But Danny Gray, going to be counted on by Kyle Shanahan and as a 3rd-round pick with that heat and that ability to go up and get those circus catches. Ray McLeod getting the out and up and shaking the corner down. There's a new face who's going to be the punt returner here. He's got a touchdown throw from a catch in the throw from Nate Sudfeld. And then defensively, Marcelino McCrary ball, the tip interception. And remember, big desire and ambition for this team is to get more takeaways. 3 interceptions in the football game tonight, and 2 of those, first one by McCrary Ball and then 2 by Sammy Womack, which were both tremendous plays. Big time plays.
49ers win it, running 3 kneel downs there. Now Kyle Shanahan will go to midfield to visit with his good friend Matt LaFleur. Again, they were together in Atlanta 2015 and 2016, in Washington 2010 through 13. Before that, it all started in Houston in 08, 09. Who knows? Maybe we'll see this team in January. It seems like the 49ers play the Packers not once every year in the preseason, regular season. We see them a couple of times, the second time in the postseason, Tim. 2 of the last 3 years, Kyle Shanahan has knocked Matt LaFleur out of the playoffs. And 2 years ago was in the NFC title game here, the 2019 year, and last January, that epic playoff game. So many great friends on each side of the ball. Robert Tonyan and George Kittle, the 2 great tight ends who didn't play tonight, our best of friends.
Johnny Holland, former
Green
Bay Packer.
Back, yeah, linebacker coach, played for the Packers.
Real good player for the Packers.
They're always going to be good. The AFC is loaded. You look at the NFC, the 49er competition, the 3 veteran quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and now Matthew Stafford with the defending Super Bowl champion Rams.
Yeah, and the Rams Allen Robinson, I think, was a pretty big pickup for them to go along with Cooper Kupp. Look, it's going to be murderer's row in this division. It's just the way that it is. It's going to be a grind all the way to the end. I think a feather in the cap is that Russell Wilson is no longer in the division, and we know what a challenge Seattle is each and every year, twice a year. It's going to be different this year, Pop. I mean, moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo, things are going to look different. But I think Trey Lance, people always ask, is Trey Lance ready? I think this team makes Trey Lance ready. How many times are you going to see a guy that gets picked number 3 overall and he comes in and can play with the team with this type of firepower? He's got all pros he's throwing to.
You don't draft that high in the
draft.
No,
you never do.
Good.
I mean, Kittle,
it's because of the
Debo.
pandemic year, all the ACL tears, losing Nick Bosa, the Jimmy injury, the Kittle injury.
That's right.
All of a sudden you're drafting 12, you trade up to get 3, and now you're a great team, and now you got the 3rd overall pick in the draft.
And young and green, but precocious, and going to be having, obviously, Leger's old teammate.
That's Christian Watson,
yep.
And that was the deep ball combination in North Dakota State. And he's coming back, Christian Watson, from arthroscopic knee surgery. We both watched him warm up before the game. He looks like he's ready to come off pup right now.
It was probably a big part of helping develop that deep ball
that
Trey Lance put on full display tonight, and he's done it really every day in practice.
The one down the left sideline to Danny Gray, I saw him throw that ball to Christian Watson a lot. Occasionally he'd overthrow it to Watson. They'd come back the next play, call the same play, and throw the bomb.
Drop the dime
and
right
hit
in the bucket.
And tonight he got it to Danny Gray. Vern, let's hear from Trey.
All right, the interview that we've been waiting for. Trey Lance, be honest. Running out of the tunnel, running on the field, how are the nerves?
And it feels great to be back. Nothing but excitement. Man, just super excited to come out. Super proud of these guys. Couldn't be more excited. Obviously, going to be some stuff to clean up, but man, I feel really good about where we're at. And the young guys, man, they play really well today.
A play that we'll be looking at over and over and over. The 76-yard touchdown. Take us through it.
Man, throw it to the fast guy. Danny Gray's been doing a great job all camp. I mean, he's had a great camp, and obviously did a great job today with everything. So, man, just trust and execution.
Trey, how about this night, huh? In front of the faithful, you go 4 for 5, 90-some-odd yards, and a near perfect passer rating.
Man, nothing better. Guys around me making plays. Offensive line did a great job. I mean, just blessed to be here, excited for this year.
Okay, great home effort, and, hey, good luck next week when you actually do go home.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, Trey Lance, everybody. Greg, Tim.
Yeah, Trey is from Marshall, Minnesota, about 150 miles outside of Minneapolis, so he's going home to the Twin Cities in Eagan to practice with the Vikings. Maybe we won't see him next Saturday, but you talked about the deep throwing arm from the numbers to the sideline. Throw it to the fast guy. That'll work.
Yeah, he knows.
Trent Williams is happy with his quarterback as they walk off there. 28-21 winners over the Green Bay Packers.